Welcome back to another episode of the Wrestling Aroundup, where we go through the week's biggest news stories. And Jesus Christ, what an absolute mental week for wrestling this is. I am back by popular demand as the host of this podcast. You've had the rest, and now you've got to settle for the best. So, people are asking, when are you going to be about hosting? And I said, don't worry, I'm the main guy. It's my podcast.
I personally thought Dross Markham did a really good job last week.
Outrageous. Well, there's some things that happened this week that have annoyed me, so maybe we'll have some more rants.
There's 100% going to be Dross on this show.
Oh, no. Well, before we get into that, joining me is the world famous Sir Pitts. Sir Pitts, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Excellent.
That was play, wasn't it?
Although I'm a bit porky these days, I've learned on the scales, so I'm on.
You're a bit porky.
Yeah, I'm on the fitness trail at the moment.
Yeah. Well, this might cheer you up, or not cheer you up, but I was going through my wedding photos the other day, and I found it absolutely hilarious how early you had to open your waistcoat.
Yeah, it's. I think that was when I first noticed it, but I've refused to get on the scale since. And then, I've got on the scales the other day. I was like, oh shit.
What's a heavy Terry Peters? Because in my eyes, you're like 8 stone wet through.
I am currently 11 stone 9.
Jesus Christ.
Which is the heaviest I've ever been.
Jeez, oh, my sweet lad.
Which is the heaviest I've ever been. So I've now got 2 pedometers on my phone to make sure that to get an average in case they're different. I've got MyFitnessPal and I've reinstalled Strava. So
I went for a 5K run today and felt good about myself. And now you just said how much you weigh and you think you're too heavy. And I no longer feel good about myself. So.
I apologise. Please feel good about yourself because you've done more exercise today than I have.
Right, moving on. As it's a news show, we've obviously got a world-class wrestling journalist in form of Aaron Franklin. Aaron, how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm very well.
Good.
Yeah, not much to say on my end.
Had any crises of confidence about your weight as well?
No, but I think what Terry needs is a good balanced diet with some bread in there. Plenty of gluten.
I've been eating too many cakes. That's the problem.
Isn't that like full of gluten? Is that just like...
No, gluten-free ones are fine. Well, they're not fine because they're full of sugar. But
yeah, because they replace like the gluten with like oil or something, don't they?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they're fucking horrendous.
No, just vegetable oil in it. Yeah.
Surely the full gluten ones are better for you. In the long run,
none of them is good for you. None of them is good for you.
Can you eat potatoes?
They make Terry lose weight if you're shitting all night. I've had a gluten.
Yeah, can you eat potatoes? A potatoes have gluten.
Yeah, potatoes are good.
I'm trying to work out where you get your carbs from.
Rice, gluten-free pasta, and
but if you just had like one loaf of
bread
and you just chat all night, you'd lose loads of weight, wouldn't you? Like when I went to India.
Then you could develop more serious illnesses, which I don't want.
Yeah,
most importantly,
you would lose half your internal organs, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Most importantly, you can't eat pizza.
I can't eat pizza. I can eat gluten-free pizza. It's fine.
Yeah, but not what takeaways do gluten-free.
Pizza Hut does on you and Davin. It's fantastic, to be fair.
Pizza Hut got a 1 in the hygiene rating.
I thought you mispronounced it, but I realised you were going to just rip off Pizza Hut. Yeah.
Pizza Hut is fantastic. Didn't know about the one thing. Probably it's fine now.
Domino's does it gluten-free, right?
Domino's is not very good, though, is it?
No.
Domino's is very overrated. Yeah,
it's not worth it for the price.
And the gluten-free ones are about that big. Yeah. They're a bit of shit.
And fuck Papa John's Oreo as well.
I've never had Papa John's.
I've never had it because it's like
I've had it
12 quid for like.
I've heard it's worse than Domino's.
You know how Papa John's made his money? This is like completely going off topic. Essentially, in the early 2000s or whatever, when Bitcoin was not really a thing, they would allow people to buy pizzas with Bitcoin, and then when it went mental, that's why they expanded everywhere.
Oh. So I assume they're going to be contracting fairly soon then.
Well,
we'll be back down to like one Papa John's.
R.I.P. Crypto Bros.
In the next month.
But that's when their expansion started. Because they would charge like 9 Bitcoin or whatever for a pizza, which was, I don't know, whatever, 20, whatever they're outrageous at it, but whatever it was. But now that's like
2 billion.
200 grand something there.
Yeah.
I've had Papa John's. It's all right. It's expensive, but it's all right.
And you can never get discount codes. That's what makes it more expensive, I think. Like Domino's. No one's paying full price for Domino's. Has anyone ever paid full price for Domino's? No.
And I've never had Pizza Hut either.
Never had Pizza Hut?
Delicious.
No. What?
Never had it.
The Pizza Hut buffet.
Pizza Hut buffet was that was my student life, yeah.
No, there's
Never went to it.
It's a pizza across the road at work, and it's £5 for a pizza at lunchtime.
See, that's a pretty good deal. I'd be eating pizza every day.
It's cheaper than like Macca's or Burger King. You know
I'd
what I mean?
even be more Porky Peters.
Terry Partley. I like to call him.
Terry Partley.
Right. As it's the news show, I am joined by the. Oh, I got this wrong last week.
Yeah, you did.
No pressure.
Ever present, world-renowned, wonderful Scoop L.
Scoop L. Here he is.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah. I've got a big scoop for you right now.
Go on then.
The weekly podcast charts have just come out. We're out of the top 250.
Oh, God.
It's a disgrace.
That's in Britain. So fuck Great Britain. But we're number 47 in Malaysia.
Back on top.
Yeah.
The Wrestling Around boys are back on top.
Top 50 podcasts. wrestling podcast.
No one-
Imagine if we were the top 50 podcast.
Yeah.
No one cares about Great Britain because it's going down the shit anyway. So
Yeah, all about Malaysia.
we'll all
You
be
know,
moving to Malaysia in the next year. So keep your eyes peeled in Malaysia.
You talk to football teams, big companies. Where do they want to go? Far East.
Exactly.
Right there already.
Right there already.
We've already got a toe through the door, haven't we? So
Advertise with us.
yeah, to our Malaysian brothers and sisters, welcome and carry on listening past the pod.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, I've got another scoop.
I've got
a new T-shirt.
What is it?
What do you think it's going to be?
I thought something really lame.
No, it's actually
you bought ironically because you've got too much money.
It's great. It is.
Sasha
He's
Banks.
wrong. He's wrong there.
Oh, brilliant!
That is amazing.
Available on shop.restaurant. No, I've not set that up yet, but it's a prototype.
That needs to go out on social media, then we'll see. We'll gauge reaction.
Yeah, we'll gauge reaction.
That's
brilliant. It needs a few changes. I messed some of the alignment up, but for the most part, it's there. Yeah.
Yeah. T-shirts, hoodies. You know what I mean? That'd be on the
Where do you get that from, Lou?
Spreadshirt.com. But I think you can set up a store on there where the the Robot Hound store is still on there. Didn't sell any T-shirts, but hopefully the rest of the one will.
Yeah, I've got a Robot Hound. I have a Robot Hound T-shirt.
Yeah, if you're interested, I'll put it on social media. We'll put a poll up, and then if people are, if yes wins, then we'll put it.
As far as
Brilliant.
Our designs coming soon.
I genuinely thought it was going to be something horrendous, like you being trying to be ironic by buying like a Sasha Banks T-shirt.
I thought I got a Sasha Banks T-shirt.
Yeah, but...
You've got one with Snoop. Is it this Snoop Dogg one you've got?
No, that's the Undertaker Snoop Dogg. It's a classic.
Yeah, obviously, Peters. Why would it be? Why would it be Snoop Dogg's cousin? Why would it not be the Undertaker?
Two legends, so it says, isn't it?
Christ. Right. Also with us, it's been left out a few times. Is a glorious Bob Roode. No,
still not talking to you.
Still not talking to me, right? Yeah. He had a weird voice last week, though.
Well, he talks to Aaron, doesn't he? Sounds a bit like Santa Claus. But yeah, no, he was in the cupboard the other day, and obviously I'm selling my flat. Surveyor came round. I was in, very awkward. Completely no sales. Bob Roode in the cupboard. Opens it up, turns the light on. He stood facing around. He sticks his he had to move his sensor light because he's like measuring everything with his big laser pointer thing. He had to move it around the side of Bob Roode's head to point at the back wall. It just didn't say out. No acknowledgement whatsoever that Bob Roode is in there.
I can't wait for that surveyor to be sat on his podcast with his 3 mates saying, I was doing this house earlier. I opened the cupboard and there was a half-naked man. I didn't say out because I didn't want to put the guy off.
Yeah, could be. I was surveying around.
Yeah. So if you listen to anybody who's a surveyor and he tells that story, let us know.
I almost wanted to be a surveyor at one point in my life.
Terry surveyor, yeah.
But I'm not. So that's that story over and done with.
Well, that's good news for everybody because we can no longer say the world's boring story because that has just been said by Terry Peters of his short-lived dreams of being a surveyor. Oh, Christ. The news, this is supposed to be serious only. So the news, let's just jump into it.
It's a news special, anyway, this one.
Is a news special.
I think we should call it a news special,
Because it's gone mental. So we'll start with a big story.
Sasha Banks got released.
That's not big news, is it? Because no one's really bothered.
Yeah, no one's missed there.
It's like him releasing John Cena.
Exactly.
Oh, get out.
It's like them releasing John Cena if he was dog shit.
So it's like him releasing John. No, I'm joking.
It's like it's like
I like John Cena.
It's like them releasing Ruthless Aggression John Cena. No one will give a shit.
No, it's like him releasing Roman Reigns.
It is absolutely not.
Right,
but we're not talking about that. We're starting with what the hell is going on at WWE. There has been allegations, obviously innocent till proven guilty over here. The allegation is that Vince has paid somebody some hush money over an alleged sexual relationship. John Laurinaitis has been involved because, I mean, that's just favoring stereotype.
He's a bit of a scumbag,
he allegedly gave this person to him, didn't he? Like a toy, allegedly.
Yeah.
Which is horrendous, if that is true. Vince has stepped back from all duties apart from creative.
Yeah.
Which shows heavily, which we'll get to later.
I'm not sure. Stephanie McMahon is running the show at the minute, even though she 1 week ago, stepped back from everything.
Was it about a month ago?
It was less than a month ago.
Is it about 3 weeks ago?
It was not that long at all. She's now running everything whilst this investigation is going on.
Is she currently the interim CEO and chair lady?
Yes.
Or chairwoman?
Yeah.
You're right. So she's interim.
There's been another. So this was released by the Wall Street Journal.
Sorry to interrupt you there. Somebody actually asked Dave Meltzer, is that a credible source? The Wall Street Journal. Yeah, somebody actually.
Well, America's fucking messed up in it.
Check with Dave Meltzer.
I was just about to say you've checked with a really credible source of Dave Meltzer to see if the Wall Street Journal is credible.
Wrestling fans are just so in their own little bubble, aren't they? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I heard that on another podcast. A wrestling fan checked with Dave Meltzer to see if the Wall Street Journal was a credible source of information.
This is what I mean. Wrestling fans are just in their own little bubble. Do you know? It was only last week, wasn't it? Where I think
it's not wrestling fans. I think it's just Americans.
Yeah, but last week I was talking about wrestling journalists that are overreaching and talking about stuff they don't understand. This week has been full of it. Absolutely full of it.
100%. Right, so another law firm has started to investigate WWE. This is the Shawl Law Fair, which is a national shareholder rights litigation firm, and they're investigating WWE for violations of the security laws on behalf of WWE investors. The investigations focus on whether the company issued false and/or misleading statements and/or failed to disclose information pertinent to investors. And that is all of the press release referred to the Wall Street Journal report.
Is it? Sorry,
go on, please.
I was going to say, because of what has allegedly happened, it's this lady or whoever it was has signed an ND non-disclosure, and and it's the friend that's leaked this apparent incident.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's the 3 million that's the problem, from what I understand. I think it's because this person was allegedly given 100 grand a year salary, and then had it doubled to 200 grand when this all allegedly happened. I think that's what one of the major issues is.
I believe it is, because the 3 million came out of Vince's funds.
Yeah. Whereas this is company money, and I think that's the problem from this alleged incident.
Yeah, that's how I understand it.
So Vince McMahon has obviously stepped down. John Laurinaitis has stepped down, I believe.
No, I don't think
nothing's really. I don't.
He wasn't at SmackDown on Friday.
Well, apparently, he wasn't supposed to be there anyhow.
Yeah.
Has he been
going to be there at
sent
Raw,
away? Does anyone know?
I don't know what.
Tell you first for a minute. Does anyone know if he's been sent away?
Yeah, he's carrying on his duties.
Right. Okay.
Obviously, Vince, being Vince, decided the best way to, I don't know, make a statement about what's going on is to put himself at the beginning of SmackDown.
Yeah, it was bizarre. So I was talking to Matt about it, and it was like he was like, "Oh, I might stay up to watch SmackDown." I was like, "I'm probably gonna go to bed." I think it was about half midnight. I was still awake. I was like, "SmackDown's in half an hour." I'll watch it. Obviously, it starts at 1. I was in bed by 1:05 because it was just, he didn't do anything, did he? He came in and went, "Welcome to SmackDown." Oh, he mentioned
he did the then
now
now
forever
now
together.
forever, yeah.
Most importantly, together. like under SmackDown. I don't know. There's two theories. There's one that it was maybe the last time we'll go in front of the WWE crowd, so I wanted to do it one last time. The other theory, which is Dave Meltzer's, which I kind of agree with more, is that he's not gone anywhere. Like, he's stepped down, but he's still running creative, which basically means running SmackDown, Raw. He's still there, still running the shows. So if you work at WWE, right, sure, if you're in the board meeting, Stephanie's running it instead. But as a wrestler, road agent, anyone who works on the road, you aren't going to notice any different.
How much has he actually stepped down from? Because he's obviously got, yes, Vince is the top of the pyramid.
He's stepped down from his role as chairman and CEO, but he's retained his powers regarding the creative direction.
But what did he do in them roles? Because he's at the top of the pyramid. He's got 1 million people to do 1 million things for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think Mcmahon was doing a lot anyway, wasn't he? He'd been bringing people in to replace himself, I think, anyway. So I don't think anything will really change, to be honest. I do think it's more of a...
and this is the
something you have to do. There's no way you can stay in your position when it's kind of...
No, because Fox, who spent $2 billion on WWE, do not want this, do they? They don't want anything.
No, I think they would have let him... he was on TV, wasn't he?
Yeah, but if something comes out as an absolute scandal...
Fox could have been like, hang on a minute. I don't want you to do this. Not out sure.
Well, maybe not yet, but if something comes out and that something else, I don't know how law works in America, but if there is like a whatever suit or like the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing, imagine one of them with Vince would be awesome as a WWE fan.
But you're going to get that anyway because he's in another trial with Oliver Luck, the former chairman of the XFL. Yeah. That'll happen this week as well.
Right. Yes, and they're absolutely mental, aren't they? But sure, look at what's happened and Amber Heard's reputation, rightly or wrongly. Fox don't want that. So Fox do not want that.
No.
Because he's the brand, isn't he?
Yeah. But at the same time, because Vince is the only person to really do wrestling successfully, I think they made a big deal out of him still being there creatively, because if he wasn't, shareholders would get spooked and sell, and the markets would get it's like Alex Ferguson leaving Man United. Like, you don't know whoever's after Vince is going to do any good. So probably that's why they've made a big deal about the creative thing. Because like, sure, wrestling fans are like, Triple H, Paul Heyman, whatever, it'd be awesome.
Well, yeah, but I think the
Wall Street don't care about that.
Yeah, the direction the company's been going for like the last year, 2 years, I think it's all been all over on it. Nick Khan's going to take over. However, since this has now come out and now Stephanie stepped into that chairman role or chairwoman role, is it a sign of good things to come that maybe Hunter and Stephanie are going to take over? Which is what all wrestling fans want, isn't it?
Possibly. And according to Fightful Select, all the wrestlers want it as well. Everyone's buzzing about Stephanie. I should have got this prepared. I had some quotes.
She must be popular then. Obviously, I mean,
she was, but they
don't like her.
They buried her last month. She left, everyone's like, she should anyway. Now everyone's like, oh yeah, he's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, you think Stephanie running the company with Triple H and creative? How good would that be? I think it's every wrestling fan's dream, isn't it? Really.
I think
it is, but then none of them watch NXT.
Get William Regal back.
Yeah, it's a real. You don't know what's going to happen, and I've never thought of it like that. But the Alex Ferguson thing, because it goes one or two ways, and you carry on the dynasty, or you fall into obscurity. WWE is not going to fall into obscurity because it's $1 billion company.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it are we concerned because we're wrestling fans, or will the company just carry on going regardless of how she still be?
No, it depends. It could get bought out by another. Say Disney buy it. I mean, no, it's unlikely to be Disney, but say Disney buy it, right? And then they put everything on Disney Plus, and then after a while, people just aren't interested in, then WWE stops being a company and just becomes content, doesn't it? People start watching wrestling. Do we really need to make any more WWE? Haven't we got enough in the archives?
Maybe.
Yeah. And then it just ends, doesn't it? Now, what was the like, yeah, the Harry Potter franchise was a juggernaut, wasn't it? And then this Dumbledore film came out, everyone hated it. Stop now, aren't they? They're making them out. They're done.
Yeah, that's true.
Same thing. I can't find this bloody
But you say that
article about
that Dumbledore film came out when it was it's 25 years this year since the first book came out, so it's all going to ramp up again.
Yeah, but and then decided to cancel it. I'll start again or something. I don't know. They'll probably reboot it in a few years' time anyway.
Exactly. Harry Potter 2. They're bringing out one of the biggest games of all time, aren't they? It was supposed to be one of the biggest games of all time in the Hogwarts game. But
did not know that.
Is this? This is a devil's advocate thing here. Well, no, isn't it devil's advocate? Will this be a good thing for wrestling? Because Vince is 78,
77 this year, I think.
77. He's a 77-year-old man. I mean, he needed to step down at some point.
I don't
I'm
know.
not saying this isn't the way he wants to go.
I generally don't think it's changed anything. I genuinely don't. Like, he's still running TV. I don't think he was doing the business side. I know. I think Mcmahon was doing a lot of it.
He's still running TV.
Vince McMahon going, oh, let's run stadiums and do outdoor shows on Saturday. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone else is doing all that stuff.
But what if somebody else comes in? So if somebody else comes in and the TV ratings are falling, and someone says, "Well, it's down to the creative," and then Vince is shuffled out the door.
They're still making billions a year. They're still the most profitable they've ever been. They won't care to a point, I think. It'd be like kicking Matt Groening off The Simpsons. Ratings have gone down the pan for that, but
but you've got to use another cartoon example. Seth MacFarlane no longer writes Family Guy. He's been shifted sideways.
Oh.
So Vince could get shifted sideways.
Yeah,
Seth MacFarlane still does the voices, but he doesn't have anything to do with anything else.
Yeah, I just can't see it happening. I genuinely can't.
He'll be there till the day he drops dead.
Yeah, unless he decides to walk away. But who's he going to walk away to?
No, but it's easy. It's easy to shift him out now, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. I don't think he'll want to.
He might not want to, but maybe Stephanie's thinking.
Yeah. Depends on the voting power, doesn't it?
Look how old you are now. Come on.
Yeah.
Off you go, kind of thing.
Yeah, I just can't see him going anywhere, to be honest. I don't think anything's going to change for a long time in WWE. That's my honest feeling.
Even if he's found to have done whatever this is.
Yeah, you still have the McMahons. You can still have him. He's sacked as an executive. We're going to retain him as creative director. Quote from a WWE, a current WWE superstar. Head in theory, Stephanie McMahon is my boss. That fucking rules. A female talent talking to Fightful said they think things are going to get better from this point. It was hopefully investigation. Stephanie McMahon as interim would lead to better treatment for women in the company across the board.
She did create women's wrestling.
Yeah. I imagine it won't change much, but I love Stephanie, so that's good. I imagine Vince keeps his position creative, and once the investigation is over, he'll take back over if he can. Yeah, that's it.
Well, he's only stepped on temporarily. That's the other thing.
But nearly unanimously, staff, employees, and WWE talent all expect John Laurinaitis to go.
Good.
Well, he's not very well liked, is he? But that's
just a bit of a tit, isn't he?
Bruce Pritchard said that's the hardest job to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Talent relations manager.
Oh, JR hated it, didn't he?
Yeah.
When he did it, absolutely hated it.
Bring back JJ Dillon. Is he still alive?
Well, the rumor for it that Jay added it was because he hated it, so Vince kept him doing it because Vince is a prick.
Bruce Pritchard used to be a. Well, Bruce Pritchard in a good way, as I say. Best wishes to Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah, Bruce Pritchard did it. Did he do it for WWE? He did it for TNA, didn't he?
Yeah, sure he did for WWE the first time around.
Because in TNA, WWE's thing was if you don't want to be here, they go. He did it in TNA, and he started getting phone calls from Dixie Carter saying why you're all the top talent. Once said, "Don't believe it." Right. So, what else is any more on the WWE investigation? So, we don't know what's going to happen, do we?
I think it's going to take a while for anything to be sorted.
It's going to be long, drawn out, and in the end, the rich guy gets away with it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what happens. This is a film, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe if Vince does leave, I mean, it's made the biopic a bit more interesting. His fucking batshit crazy life, anyhow, isn't it?
Is this only Bradley Cooper? Yeah,
I don't know.
Shawn is one where Bradley Cooper's playing Vince, right? I made that up, have I? That's a thing that's happening. Isn't it?
Oh, there's loads of wrestling biopics in the works, though, isn't there?
Yeah.
Or is this another
Yeah, although
steroid?
Chris Hemsworth said the Hulk Hogan was miles away from happening. So.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah,
another
I've heard rumours
steroid
of
trial?
Ric Flair.
Just on Chris Hemsworth. Don't watch his new film on Netflix. Pooh.
Not very good.
What,
Nah, shite.
what film is it?
It's called Spiderhead. It's got Miles Teller in it as well.
He's in the new Top Gun, eh?
Yeah, he's very good in the new Top Gun.
But not in Spiderhead. Rubbish.
Yeah, it's just not a very good film. It's weird.
Plays himself in Project X, Miles Teller.
Yes, he does. That's a
Yeah.
great film.
I got that in a bag and bucket. £1.49 DVD.
Oh,
Project
nice.
X. Yeah.
Worth every single penny.
I got some ridiculous DVDs from that bag and bucket. Right, yeah. I was gonna say, is this another steroids trial?
No.
Do you think it'll be as big?
No.
No, because it won't be public, will it? During the investigation will happen, but you're not going to get pictures of Vince going to court every day, and
wearing the net?
they're going to get old wrestlers testifying, and you're not going to see any of that.
Has that ever been revealed why he wears a net burst on the steroid trial?
No, I think it's just the character he plays, but I'm thinking of Avid Marion. No, I don't know.
It'll be in the Ilvada match at some point and probably that his neck.
I just assumed he'd hurt his neck. I'd never really thought about it.
Wasn't it like in the midst of the Austin McMahon?
No, it's before then, I think.
No, it was like early 90s.
Yeah,
was
he was
it?
a heel in
It was like
Memphis
92,
Wrestling, right?
wasn't it?
Maybe he took a power drive from Jerry Lawler, so he was feuding with him in Memphis at the time.
Right, so
In 91. There you go.
Ah,
Okay, well,
earlier than what I thought.
Space.
yeah, there is a lot of rumors online that Jeff Jarrett is going to be the new creative guy. If Vince goes.
Yeah, he's back again, isn't he?
He's back and he's the live event producer at the moment.
Jeff Jarrett v Roman Reigns incoming.
Jeff Jarrett to take over Ric
Book
Flair
himself
as
as
the
it.
all-time
Yeah.
champion.
And they've just signed a former wrestling executive, haven't they? And Mr. Rhodes.
Yeah,
Seem to do
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Run a
Quick
company
one
for that.
on Cody Rhodes then. Did we do this last week? 9 months he's out for, allegedly.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer thinks he'll be back earlier. He probably will be. He'll be back in time for the Rumble. I think we said this last week. He'll
I think we
definitely
did, yeah.
number 30 entrant.
Well, they're going to give him the Triple H treatment, is what I've heard.
What? So they're going to make him wear like quadruple
Yeah.
denim?
Yeah. He's got his leather vest, his denim jacket, and he's coming out.
To be fair, I mean, I don't know if Cody Rhodes is on the same level as Triple H, but when Triple H came back, the crowd went absolutely mental.
Mm-hmm. I think he is at the moment,
Yeah, well
I
is
mean,
this what made
that's a
Triple
bold
H the
claim.
big star?
I sound like a Meltzer type now, don't I? But I laughed at him at the park for saying that like 6 months ago, and he was. But I think he is. The bill him up to be that performance, legendary on it. I know we've all it's died down a little bit because of all this craziness going on, but that performance at Hell in a Cell, never seen anything like it.
Are they going to write?
They'll do all those documentaries. They'll do everything they did when Seth Rollins comes back. Except
Yeah,
this time
bring it back as a face. Yeah.
They won't try and make him a heel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Story's
Right the
there, isn't
wrongs
it?
of Seth Rollins, yeah.
He was the prodigal son. He came back, and then it all got taken away from him. But he got it out anyway.
So it could be.
Yeah.
It could be a
all
good thing
there.
for Cody Rhodes. Right, staying with WWE, Paige, yes, she left last week, but she's had her first appearance. And Lou, you got this correct.
If I can call this, then she's going to turn up in Norwich. Only thing I said was Cara Road, and I believe it is the Norwich showground.
Grant Holt going to be there as well.
I hope so. She
Is
got
he
all
still doing
the
it?
all the
He's
Norwich
not,
legends.
He wrestled in his jeans, didn't he?
I thought he,
He didn't have any wrestling gear.
thought he
did
did a running in jeans and then wrestled in tracky bottoms.
No,
Don't know.
I just remember seeing little bits of Sky Sports News. But Paige's first thing will be at the World Association of Wrestling of
Is she,
Fighter 4.
is she wrestling? Or is
Yeah,
she
I
just
think so.
appearing, doing a...
Just said appearing when I read it earlier.
There'll be big money in a first match back. I know it's a family's promotion, but I don't think we wasted that.
Wrestling the Ram.
Yeah.
The Ram still wrestle?
She would do for that match, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
I think.
Saraya v. Saraya.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we've got here. Right then, speaking of people leaving, mate, as you brought it up, earlier. Sasha Banks has been silently released, and apparently they're editing anything to do with Sasha Banks from WWE.
Good riddance.
Thank you. Right, moving on.
Wow, no, it's like releasing John Cena, isn't it?
You don't believe
It's like
that?
releasing The Rock at the height of his popularity. It's like
It's like releasing Maven.
probably a bigger loss. I reckon
Even
Sasha
had that thing
Banks.
with Undertaker, didn't they?
Sasha Banks bigger loss to WWE than Vince. So
She'll go on to do. It'd be interesting to see where she goes because she's trained at the dojos in Japan before, hasn't she? And then obviously she's done TV and film stuff. So it'd be interesting to see where she does move to.
Thunder Rosa has said she wants to face Renee.
of course she does that.
Yeah, they'll get 5 minutes on deck.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Thunder Rosa better step again up, and if she's going to wrestle the goddamn boss.
I don't know if we've got it on the thing, but
She's not
hasn't she
performing
been
very well as the one, bless her.
hasn't she been accused of sandbagging as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think she just hasn't been. She's been off form lately. I don't think she has been sandbagging. I think she's just been a bit,
Right.
just not performing well. I think.
I just saw the headline the other day that,
Yeah.
like, say that she'd been accused of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was against Marina Shafir, so you know, good luck.
Was that at the pay-per-view? No, that was it. Was it the pay-per-view? It was thingy, wasn't it? Serena Deeb.
Yeah,
Maria
And she-
Shafir can't have
and then
pay-per-view
she was
match
out.
ever.
she has to soon because there's nobody women left, is there? But no, I think Sasha Banks is a big loss, to be honest.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's a big story. It would be the headline any other week, wouldn't it? But then you'd have Vince leaving.
It would.
Yeah. Other than Vince,
If it's
definitely.
happened, because there's still no official confirmation, although more and more
That's
people
the
are
thing.
reporting
I would imagine from the reports that's going on, the amount that have come out, it probably has. But I think with everything else that's gone on, it's
Yeah,
kind of.
I'm
massively
waiting
gone with the
for
runner.
Sean Ross to confirm. Although WrestleVote's confirmed, and they're normally pretty reliable.
Yeah. Did we share that? Oh no, it was something else. I think I looked at from WrestleVote. But no mention of Naomi yet either.
Well, again, she's like even lower. no one's begging for a Naomi match. Come on.
Sign of illness.
We need to bring the glow.
Oh God! Nobody
there's no
said,
women.
you know what this card needs? Fucking Naomi.
There's no women. Like, what are you going to do with a
Just
women
because
in the
you
bank
wear
match?
glow in the dark is not a gimmick.
When Charlotte back? Do we know when Charlotte?
Well, she has to come back soon because there's nobody else left, is there?
Because Bailey's still off, isn't she?
Yeah, that's a weird one. She's been very quiet on social media, which is either she's
Do you reckon
unhappy
she's going
or
to make a surprise appearance?
return.
on?
Money in the Bank.
Mm.
Surprise
Yeah,
entrant, easily done.
Well, her best
They
friend's
got-
allegedly just been released, hasn't she? So.
Carmella's not going anywhere. But yeah, no, they've got to do some Money in the Bank to make it interesting.
When is Money in the Bank's next week?
For
Isn't
2 weeks' time, yeah.
Anything, do anything,
Week on Sunday.
because WWE's been so boring.
All the big stars. All the big stars are out. Obviously, there's not going to be no men's world title match. There's a women's. They've got Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. I know, which is always good for a good match. But
and then they've got Ronda versus Natalia.
Natalia, yeah.
Something's definitely happened that I'm not aware of. Nia Jax is back.
Their Twitter feud is fantastic, by the way. Natalia is actually becoming a babyface in my mind. Because the Twitter game has been quite good.
Well, Ronda Rousey's a natural heel.
I think she is a face, but in my mind, she's been a heel for ages because she's one of the worst wrestlers on the planet. But she just called Ronda Rousey, I mean, like a weird conspiracy theorist and shit. Like, I just thought it was great.
You're getting some
stuff on telly.
You're getting some respect for Natalia.
Yeah, because on telly, she's just like, I'm the Queen of Hearts. And that's all she does, right?
She has cat ears. She's
Yeah.
edgy. She has
But
cat ears.
on social media, she's an absolute savage. Not like she's going to be Becky Lynch's big, but this is what they do with Becky on it. She was great on social
Keyboard
media.
warrior. You're saying she's a
suddenly-
keyboard warrior, basically.
Yeah, she is, but she needs to get that personality in the wrestling.
She hasn't
She's
got
a
any
bit-
personality because she's related to Bret Hart, who has got no personality
Yeah, but she
whatsoever.
can make some just cutting jibes, though, couldn't she? Do you know what I mean? Like, just call Ronda out on being like a weird COVID night on SmackDown. That's what I want to see. Just why save that for Twitter? Just make a squirm. Just absolutely have to go at her. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know, when she's denying, like, I should be careful because I can't remember what she did not deny. But, you know, there's some right-wing conspiracy theories that she agrees with. Just call her out on live on telly, I would. See what happens.
Yeah, but after.
But yeah, I think the worry is if you do it in the south, the crowd will pop.
Yeah.
Over in Texas, yeah.
Because they're, thickest pig shit out there.
Then what do you do? Right, yeah.
So about Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
She's. I just don't think she'll be
Disappointing. It's disappointing.
But do you know what was disappointing? It was Sasha Banks. I don't know if this was their idea, but it was the absolute fucking most stupid thing I've ever seen in my life. She came back. She was off for a while, and she pulled off a pink wig to have blue hair. Did anybody even realize that she didn't have blue hair anymore?
That was when she was a heel.
Like this was like a big thing. She was like whips it off like we were like, oh my god, that's Sasha Banks.
No, it's a short change in personality.
Oh Christ! Well, she needs to grow personality first.
She was in The Mandalorian.
Fucking ridiculous! It was
Sailor
so
Moon.
Ridiculous. Why is she whipped this wig up? And she was like stood there, like she stands there expecting a round of applause every fucking 2 seconds.
She changed. She's gone from like pink-haired babyface Sasha Banks. Yeah,
Nobody knew. Nobody knew the difference.
Blue-haired boss.
Nobody noticed. Yeah. Just like, why is she ripped? Why wearing a wig?
The thing is, I think the blue one was a wig anyway, wasn't it? But anyway, that's not the point. She's probably wearing a wig on top of a wig.
Genuinely the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
No, it's good. It's good telly.
It was not good telly.
Yeah, it's good.
Stop sticking up for her. Just the opposite me. It was absolutely.
She's a good wrestler. WWE's worse off without her.
She's
Agreed.
an okay wrestler, and she will be replaced.
We never got the 4 horsemen Phil Foley on the main.
What a shame.
Sasha was the only one though.
It is weird that never happened.
It is. The WrestleMania main event waiting to happen. Main event.
I'd agree.
We got the 3-way one.
Sounds good, was it?
So,
How are the Force is the worst one though?
Yes, thank you. Yes, she is. She is.
100%.
I bet that's kind of annoying.
Google Sasha Banks kicking Lita.
No, but she just one botch.
Oh.
She was involved in the best women's match.
Why did you ask Paige? How good of a wrestler Sasha Banks is?
That's a low blow. Mistakes happen.
Look, Paige was in WrestleMania, one of the best divas of all time. But she was running when it was the divas thingy. She was absolutely running it, and now she's fighting Grant Hall at bloody in a Norwich car park. So I tell you, tell me.
That's not Sasha's fault, is it?
You know what I mean?
Should be fine. They'll wrestle each other in AEW. They've got the storyline built there, and it's there for them. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Just saying. You know what I mean? No smoke, vote fire. Nobody else injured Paige.
Yeah. Maybe
just unfortunate. Have you seen it? You can't even tell that she's done it. It's just the video. It's just so unfortunate. It's just so unfortunate. It's a dangerous sport. It was
unfortunate that Paige was in the room with her.
It ain't Balor.
Maybe she'll get. Maybe Paige will give her a nice receipt in AEW.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's it. They've got the first storyline built, and he's there waiting for him.
She brings out Grant Hall, and Grant Hall beats crap out of her.
I'm allowed.
Apparently, did you hear this? And still on Sasha Banks. Apparently, if raising signs or taking signs down or something, it was a what culture, so I don't know how true that is.
Oh, I saw that, and I looked at the comments, and apparently they've done it on the stills, but they've not done it on. I think What Culture had kind of implied that they were doing it on the replays and stuff, and everyone was like, "Well, it's still on the YouTube highlights."
Yeah, I did hear that as well.
I think they've done it on a sign, but they've not done anything else. Bit of a.
I mean, I agree with WWE.
Bit of a non-story.
What signs it up? It's like that guy who was like, "Oh, I stood there in my AEW t-shirt and I had my big sign saying AEW rules and I hate WWE, and they took it off me. I was just trying to show support." Well, yeah, of course it did, mate. You're a fucking idiot. It's like going into a football ground and wearing the other team's shirt in the home end.
We saw that, didn't we?
People up at you.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we saw that when that woman had a Liverpool shirt in her end and the steward has to take it off? She went, "Why ain't got now underneath?"
Yeah. You're out then. Get rid. I mean, I've got no time for you. You do that, you're a cunt. Right. WWE, staying with WWE. For a change, we're getting Roman Reigns vs Brock Lesnar. Speaking of, there's nobody in the women's division. There is nobody left in the men's division for Roman Reigns to face.
Why are we seeing this again?
But right, everyone's saying this that they have loads of matches. I think they've only ever fit. Is it in all the time they've been thinking? There's only ever been 9 matches, hasn't there?
Yeah, I know, but the feud's gone for a long time, don't they?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like that feud, the last feud went on from October. Before then, it was SummerSlam last year, wasn't it?
Just
Yeah.
put like Shinsuke in there or something. Just do somebody different.
Keep Riddle in there.
Yeah, anybody.
He's just lost. He can't wrestle Roman again now.
Yeah, he can't
Very-
wrestle Roman now.
Very short-sighted stipulation, that one.
Yeah.
Very short-sighted, I think, given everyone's injured now. Randy Orton's obviously out. Randy Orton was the original plan.
Oh my god, there's a fucking wasp in my room.
Oh my god, he's left.
Oh, we've got on a video as well. Fantastic.
Oh,
Oh my god,
Brilliant.
sorry guys,
Right.
2 meters.
we're never going to
2
see him
meters
again.
has
Oh
left.
god, are we gonna see?
We're going to get a message
back.
any minute.
We're gonna see Kelly soon. Now we're just coming out, taking it out.
I would love to. I would love to see a wasp put the headphones on and just carry on.
He's gone.
I don't know if you can hear that faintly in the background, but that's Terry Peters putting a set of ladders against the door.
Yeah.
In case the wasp comes
There's a small trickle of urine I could see coming from on side of the camera.
Oh my god!
I can see it on the. I've just seen it on the wall.
Yeah, we can see the wasp on the wall.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is better than
Oh,
the
yeah.
news.
Oh. Well, this is the first video highlight for the YouTube
Is it a
channel.
wasp if it's on the wall? Because wasps don't land on. Do they land on walls like flies? Are they? I hear the
It's-
Wild
it's-
Peter scream.
That's a wild scream again. It's obviously stung him. I don't know.
Terry Peters is dead. R.I.P. Terry Peters.
gone.
Peters, where are you in relation to the camera
He
now?
can't hear us, can he?
I don't know.
He took his. He threw his headphones off. This is mad, Dad. You should get out. Oh my god, this is great.
This is great. This is great.
This is
TV.
great podcasting.
This is a new special. This is that's what it's about.
Terry Peters. He's gone. Oh god. Let us know what you think's happened to Terry Peters. Is he just
Oh, yeah, it's,
a
um,
wreck on the floor?
yeah. I've got a
Oh,
scoop.
there's a
Ross.
shadow. I
Yeah.
can see a shadow of Terry Peters.
Got a scoop. Wednesday night wrestling. Terry Peters has been re-signed for one night only to face the Wasp Yes.
Terry Peters Festival.
in a steel cage match. Yeah,
But this time there'll be no escape for Terry
Yeah.
Peters.
it's happening this Wednesday.
I actually don't know where it is.
It's good. It died.
It flew out, Terry Peters.
I was at the door watching it.
So I think we can all assume that Kaylee's not in.
Yeah, he's really red actually. To be fair,
It looks genuinely scared.
he looks terrified.
Fucking hate wasps.
We can tell.
Oh my god, this is hilarious.
Who says we don't do long-term booking? This feud's been going for about 2 years now. It's been Terry and the Wasp.
Terry Peters has already lost the house, his dignity.
He had to move out last time. It's so awesome now. What's going to happen this time?
Might have to do it again.
He's going. He's gone.
It's... Sit back down,
I was
Peters.
in and then I saw it.
You're fine. Just leave your door open. It'll go out. It's fine.
You're gonna fly out. This is...
It's not on there.
Oh my God. It's behind you. Ah. There's some great videos you can take out of
I
this.
know.
Look, I don't know, right, look, I don't know how good you are at editing. I don't know how it could work on the Zoom software that we use. But can you just use Terry Peters Square and just show that?
I believe. Well, I think I could edit it down. Yeah, and take it out. I think it gives you in one, but I feel
Oh.
you can crop. You can do that on iPhone, can't you? I believe.
Yeah.
And we'll do that.
needs to be.
The pre-match package for Terry versus the Wasp this Wednesday on Wrestling Around Wrestling Federation.
Yes, that needs to be on one of the videos. Terry Peters throwing his headphones down.
It'll be a new video.
Ah.
I don't know where it is. That's
It's
the
gone.
mum.
We think. I don't know.
I don't know. I was at the door.
That's an athletic stand. I know you're trying to get lost by your
Yeah. I, for one, would like
Lock his-
to.
lock his on the exit.
I, for one, would like to welcome our Wasp Overlords.
Yeah. Our new guest host.
Oh
Wasp.
God, Steve Austin versus the Fly. Terry Peters versus the
Oh.
Bee. Writes itself. What was it?
I don't know.
Lesnar
Talk
and
about-
Reigns, I think, was on
yeah.
about.
Yeah, we were on about Lesnar and Reigns.
Lesnar. I was about to say before all that, Christ, why isn't Lashley going against Reigns?
Because Lesnar is money.
Yeah, that's why. Aaron's
Yeah, basically.
someone that's going
Yeah.
to sell tickets. The tickets haven't gone really well, I think. It's a big stadium. I think they've sold about 30,000, but it's a big stadium. Nashville.
Yeah, but aren't the downsize the stadium for Money in the Bank as well? We
For
plan
Money in
on
the
doing a
Bank,
bigger
yeah.
stadium.
Money in the
Yeah.
Bank is they'd sold 19,000 in a 60,000 arena, so they've downsized to a 12,000 stadium arena.
Ooh, that's not a lot, is it, for modern WWE?
No, well, it is for it's better than SmackDown. Like it's like 5,000-6,000 to get on average.
Be pay-per-view, don't it?
Yeah. It's in the MGM ground, so it should be good. But SummerSlam's in Nashville's tennis. Is it? What's it called? Nissan Stadium. It's a huge NFL ground. It's a WrestleMania-sized stadium. So they got to do something big, and I guess this is what they think is big. The crowd popped for it, in fairness. Like the casual fans do pop for
You'd
it.
go, though, wouldn't you? You would go, wouldn't you?
Is it last man standing as well?
Yeah.
This match? Yeah. Because that's, in one way, it's good, but in another way, I'd have preferred it if they added someone in now. You know, like Lashley comes out and goes, hang on a minute. Triple threat. 3 big boys. Yeah, that'd be better. I don't like the idea of 3 big men slapping in. I don't know. I just because last man standing matches, as a rule, I don't think are very good. Even though one of my favorite matches of all time, Triple H with Jericho, is last man standing.
I would just put them both in a Hell in a Cell. I think that'd be a good one.
That feels like the way. Yeah, if we didn't have the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, I'm not just had it. That would be the natural end to this feud, wouldn't it?
100%.
Yeah, I think they might put the title on Brock.
But what take his title back again?
Just put both of them. I don't know. Is it for both?
I don't know.
I think because they want a
It
big
says
story.
it says for the undisputed WWE.
Yeah, I
Universal
think because they want a
Championship.
big story, they might. I don't think they were planning on doing it, but I think they might do it now. But I'd like to see Brock in a match that's not for the title.
If I'm honest, I think the way they're going is putting the title on Brock because Roman Reigns has worked hardly any dates recently.
Yeah, but then
And apparently WWE are happy with it.
Do you do Brock versus Drew at Cardiff? Is that where we're going? Because he's already challenged, hasn't he? Drew, I think
Have they had a match? Have they had a match since
the MT Arena one?
Yeah. Which would have been absolutely huge, massive.
I think
when he knocked him out of that Rumble, it was crazy.
I think in Cardiff, this is the other thing as well, because when they did the house show tour earlier in the year and it was Roman versus Drew main events, Roman was getting cheered.
Right.
I think I can't imagine, because given everyone's kind of bored of Brock, I think you've got more chance of the British crowd. Because basically, WWE don't understand the constituent kind of countries of the UK, do they? So
Scotland.
They got this incredibly Welsh theme, and then they just the Scottish guy in the main event.
I think the crowd would pop for Brock though. He's the biggest.
But I think they'd cheer for because it's like that story of Drew's finally getting his big moment against Brock that he never got before. So I think if they're doing that, and then if you have Roman on them, have Roman versus Tyson Fury.
So is what you're saying though? Is Flash Morgan Webster?
Yeah,
in the main event.
I think we need to.
Flash Morgan Webster.
No, he's not with the company anymore, is he? He's gone, isn't he?
He's still
in Mark
in
NXT
UK.
No, I think he's the one person who left the UK.
Has Mandrews left as well?
No, I think Mark Andrews is still there.
We're going to get bloody Eddie Dennis.
Mason Ryan, Stevie Ray.
Flash Morgan Webster to win both titles. That'd be insane.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. But I don't know. I would have avoided having a British guy in the main event for that reason. Because I think they'll get booed.
Well, apparently, we go back to Roman Reigns. They put the title on both of them because they want him on both shows.
And that's just
that's
not
the only reason.
out,
That's just not happening, is it?
No.
But can't they just tell him to be on both shows?
Yeah. No, they must have a. I think if we're not seeing The Rock again, if Brock wins, by the way, because I think that's what they're waiting for, and that's why the title's still on Roman.
Yeah.
The Rock in LA.
Yeah, unless he wins it back. That's not as good, is it?
No, it's not as good.
But when you like to see Reigns win it again, just because I'd love to see like a 4-year title reign.
I think I don't want Brock to win the title. I think it's a stupid idea. I think you build up this reign for like 2 years and just give it back to Brock. What a waste.
You should have done it as one title.
Yeah.
Because then it makes sense to take one title back off him.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't lose anything from that. And he can still carry on hoping that The Rock comes back next year.
Yeah, because they did it with Becky Lynch before and she won both titles. She lost the next one, the next pay-per-view, and no one cared. She still held on to the other one.
It could be all manner of shenanigans. Heyman could turn on him.
Yeah. I just don't. I think you need the rub. This 2 year. The last time they did this, they had Cena and he ended up holding on for that long that Randy Orton never got to beat him because he got injured, right? So now you finally got the opportunity to have one of these big title reigns. Well, I guess there's Punk, but he lost it to Rock, and he didn't really need it. You got to make a new star of it, I think. Cody Rhodes is the person, I think, to win it.
Yeah.
I think what a waste if it's Brock, I think.
Or the new one I can think of off the top of my head is there's Bron Breakker, but he's not going to play.
He's not ready yet. No, he needs a good year on the main roster, I think, before he goes in the title feud. I don't think he'll push it. Give him the Goldberg treatment. Give him like a US title or Intercontinental first.
Or Theory.
Well, he's wrapped up with Cena, isn't he? At SummerSlam, you would assume.
Yeah, but not to beat him eventually.
Yeah,
I think they see massive things in Theory.
Yeah,
just take all the titles off everyone. Give them all to Walter.
Yes.
Well,
oh my God,
Walter's another one.
Walter.
Yeah, Walter's another one.
Walter would be an absolute beast if Walter won.
Yeah. Can we just appreciate Terry's absolute paranoia? He's now got a dictionary in his hand or something. Database systems. There we go.
That's gonna kill it. I'm genuinely scared.
That's a big meaty book there.
I think my favourite thing of all time would be if the wasp flew into Terry Peters' mouth.
I thought it happened. I wonder what happened. I was scared, even though it was through the camera. I nearly went off.
He's got his ears covered with his headphones.
1,094 pages.
He's got his ears covered with his headphones. So his only orifices that are on show are his nose and his mouth and his bald.
Yeah.
Balls or bald?
Bald. Sting on the bald.
This is where Netflix got their idea from, isn't it? Yeah. Command Faces B.
Yeah.
I listened to the podcast 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
I heard about how Peter's lost his house.
Moved out.
Right. If Netflix are obviously listening, so the show on Netflix that you need to do is Terry Peters, the beekeeper.
I don't mind bees. Bees are fine.
It's our bees. Wasp keeper.
Wasps are just angry little bastards. Wasps are just stupidly angry.
They could do like a weird weekends type thing, but it's Peters and he has to go around with like a pest control.
No.
Peters pest control.
Removing wasp nests.
Yeah. He's going over people's lots with a big stick.
I would pay very, very good money to watch that.
Yeah.
That'd be my absolute nightmare.
I mean, if we ever did do like, punishment videos, like a lot,
no.
Terry's is like sorted out immediately. We should take up this sort of insect farm.
We'll blindfold him, tie him to a chair, and then one of us can just launch a wasp nest at him. I think that's it, isn't it? That's the dream. Okay.
It looks like a little scream.
Oh. Well, good luck for the rest of the show, please.
I'm hoping that it just flies out the door or the window that it came in.
Is it practical for you to move room?
Now?
Yeah.
No, because that means taking the whole PC down.
I don't know what you said.
Desktop.
Is it a bit apart from the wasp? Are you the only person in your house at the minute?
No.
Why don't you go get help like you did before?
Because I thought I might lose the wasp, but I fucking lost it anyway. I was going to shout for help, to be fair.
I was going to say, you can't go any lower, so you might as well just get rid of the wasp.
I don't know where it is. That's the one.
Right then. Finally, the last thing I have here for WWE is Elias is returning.
Yes.
Yes. Tonight, what is it?
Tonight, as we record this.
Yeah.
So
I think so far we can release it tonight. Actually, so good job, everyone.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, fully uncut because that was hilarious.
We started the waters of that Vince story. Yeah, Elias is coming back. I hope it's Sandown, mate. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah. I think the rumor is they're either going to put a fake beard on him or they're going to use pre-recorded material and use it as though Elias is talking to Ezekiel.
Kind of like they did with the Three Faces of Foley thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if Sandow came back, that'd be absolutely insane.
I heard it was Vince. That's how I'm staying on TV. It was Vince in with a beard.
Yeah. There was that meme going around, wasn't there, of Vince's brother Ezekiel taking over WWE, and it was just Vince.
Yeah.
A massive beard. But Scoop L with scoops. Fightful Select 6 hours ago, so it's intent of WWE plans. Obviously, there was to change. subject to change. We're also told that the full Elias presentation will be in effect tonight with a guitar smashing planned. Someone's getting a guitar.
Jeff Jarrett.
Is Jeff Jarrett coming out? Synonymous with the guitar. Are we going to get another Sympathy of Destruction match? Because they are one of the greatest new gimmick matches. Low-key, greatest new gimmick matches of like recent years. Fantastic.
Is that just a load of guitars on the right?
It's just a lot of musical instruments, and someone always ends up with a big drum on their head every time.
Okay.
It was like for some reason, it was like a Braun Strowman speciality for a bit on it. He had a few of them with Elias, and I think he had one with Jackson Riker. Classic.
Yeah, big match. That didn't happen in the African drum fight, did it?
No, and that's why it was one of the most disappointing WrestleMania matches of all time.
The African drum match was very disappointing.
It's very disappointing.
He's got a torch.
All those traditional weapons, and he got the steel chair out. It's infuriating that match.
Speaking of Apollo Crews, he's back on NXT. He dropped his gimmick. He's no longer the Nigerian prince or whatever he's called. Good. Is it weird on Apollo Crews, isn't he? Because he's got everything, hasn't he? Apart from a personality.
Yeah, do you remember when they did that brief tease where he was like Roman's protege for like 2 weeks?
Yeah, that would have been good.
They just dropped it, didn't they? Yeah,
he would have fit in with the hair business.
Yeah, I think in the end they just wanted to go with the bloodline, didn't they, for Roman? But it was quite good when he was just like, "Sit down, you could learn a lot."
The bloodline and Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
I
assume it's out now.
That's like when Owen Hart went in the nation, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've only watched the first 5 minutes of SmackDown the rest of this week, but yeah, he's up again.
Don't like the lack of buzzing.
He's gone.
He's waiting. He's waiting for you.
He's gonna wait till
he's
gonna wait till he's asleep.
It is awkward though, because you can't hear your headphones on, can you? I mean,
No, I could hear something before. And I thought it was someone cutting the grass, but I couldn't see anything. So I almost closed the window, and then fucking saw it.
You sure it's not gone out the window?
I hope so.
It could have gone out the window as you was flapping about.
Maybe as a precaution, close the window and the door now. Just, if it's gone, happy days. If it's still there, great content.
It's win-win.
Yeah, we win either way.
There's no downside.
There's many downsides.
Maybe it'll come back with its mates if you leave the window
off.
You could have a nest up there.
No.
Because that wasp has been gone so long, there's a search party coming for it.
Terry's killed the queen. God. No, they killed a horse once.
Who did?
Wasps.
That's me.
Mad.
Yeah.
Take Peters.
Yeah, but then, right, can I just say, right, I have slept in a room with a live wasp nest, thanks to my wonderful and caring parents.
No, it wasn't in your room. It was above your room.
It was in the loft, in the loft doorway. Sure, did I tape it up? Yes. But it was a full-on live wasp nest that they told me was dormant. It was not.
Do you see that story Ross Kemp when he opened his loft a couple of years ago, got stung on the face? If it had been anywhere else, he'd have died.
Yeah, it's dodgy that, yeah.
What by?
Wasp.
Oh, what?
You shouldn't poke it, because that's the worst thing. If you find a wasp nest up there and you go too close,
it's disturbing him. It's disturbing him.
Disturbing him. You gotta get. That's how they kill the horse. A horse. That was what he did. The horse went up to the loft.
This is horse.
It was
This is horse's brother.
That's why he's not been on there. Yeah. Oh, that's a feud to happen.
That's a feud, isn't it? You killed my brother.
Well, after the Wasp makes its big debut against a one night early Terry Peters, killing that storyline completely. But
if you are doing it, then Terry Peters is going to win.
No, we'll find out. We'll get to that news anyway, because there's some news on there. Terry Peters and the rest of that.
So WWE, I don't think I missed anything with WWE. I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, no, we missed a big one actually, because it happened right at the start last week. But we missed the whole Jeff Hardy thing. I don't think we discussed it last week.
Yeah, we did.
AEW now, isn't it?
Did we discuss it?
Yeah,
I thought we did.
Oh, we did. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Did I get really annoyed and say like, what the fuck? It's like, sure, I have some fever issues, but
needs to retire.
Fucking put people's lives at risk.
He has apologized, and he said he's ashamed and embarrassed.
Well, it should have been ashamed the first time.
Get help. Just go get help, Jeff. Stop. Just stop. Take yourself off the road and just go and get some help.
Yeah, if we discuss the rehab.
He needs to go into rehab and then never get in a wrestling ring again.
He needs to pull himself away.
But he's got so many other interests, haven't he? Just go do them. Go do music. Just go do something else.
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing this anymore, do you?
But driving down pits at like 9:30 a.m. whatever it was.
Didn't he have about 6 double fireballs?
Yeah. Well, he was nearly. We did discuss it because if he was like 0.01% higher, he would have passed out. Wouldn't he?
Have you seen the video?
No.
When he gets pulled over. Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
TMZ had it on.
Yeah, classic TMZ.
Some sort of sad news for WWE. Passing of two all-time great refs,
legendary referees. Yeah,
Tim White and Dave Hebner. Our thoughts with all their families and friends. Tim White, he was Andre the Giant's like manager, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was just
outside the ring.
He was just his mate, wasn't he? Yeah.
Jericho shared a really nice story about Tim White from a Hell in a Cell match that Jericho had. And Tim White was meant to take a bump, and apparently Tim White had said, "Throw me as hard as you can against the cell." So apparently Jericho did, and that's why he never refereed again, because he injured something and wasn't able to referee again.
Yeah, he injured his shoulder,
and then I think Edge requested him for one of his matches, didn't he? I think was it his last might be his last WWE match, but that seems too late. Or is it last?
Well, he refereed Edge's first match and his first match on TV as well.
And it was a WrestleMania
Edge shared a
match.
post basically because obviously Edge knocked out Josie Estrada in his first match, and he was like, "Oh, just don't worry about it, kid." Basically,
Well, anyway, Edge
he just seemed like a lovely bloke, didn't he?
Yeah, Edge asked him to do a WWE match, and Tim White, because he couldn't use his shoulder, he then went and did load of dark matches to practice with his left hand.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So it didn't look like anything weird, and nobody knew until Edge mentioned it on his podcast.
I remember making a storyline about it because that was the next Hell in a Cell. I think Foley was the guest referee on it because all the refs didn't want to. Didn't want to do it because Tim White got injured. But no, he just seemed like a really lovely bloke. Like all the pictures people were showing backstage. He was a real, always with WWE, always just a fan, happy to be there, wasn't he? I think.
Just a big fan of wrestling, wasn't he?
Just loved WWE, and he was just always happy to be backstage. And
apparently he used to go to apparently he used to go to all the Comic Cons and stuff as well. Sit and talk to wrestling fans and just breathed it, didn't he? Yeah. Breathed it, lived it.
And then Dave Hebner as well. I think Al Hebner got a nice little moment on Slammiversary, didn't he? Last night as well. Yeah, nice.
I don't know if they've done this, but did Dave Hebner and Al Hebner ever have a double ref kind of thing?
That was how Al came into it, because Dave Hebner was the ref first. Right, okay. And then it was they were classic Hogan. It's such a fucking stupid storyline. Where basically Al was meant to be his like evil twin. And he came in and fast counted, so Andre won the title and sold it to $1 Million Man. But instead of Hogan understanding what was going on, instead of thinking, I must have a twin brother, or one of them turned bad, he thought, I think in the storyline, that Al was just another guy who got plastic surgery to look like Dave Hebner. And it was just, because there was that story, there was that promo, what it was, called plastic surgery, man. Why would anyone go that far? It's one of the most stupid but most entertaining promos of all time. But yeah, that's how Al Hebner came in. Because Dave was the original
Dave was there first.
Of the Hebners,
yeah. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad Hogan was as well, because
and I think one of them got injured, so they had to drop it, and that's how Al just became a regular ref. Yeah.
Probably the greatest of all time ref. I think that's without saying.
Yeah.
Don't think anyone would argue that fact.
Yeah.
Apart from when he was selling dodgy merch.
Well, actually, I would argue that, because Nick Patrick's fantastic.
I thought you were going to say referee Charles Robinson.
Nick Patrick is good.
Nick Patrick is my favourite. But then Nick Patrick and Al Hebner's match was hilarious.
Yeah, but also, hang on a minute. Friend of the show, Randy Anderson, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I've got a scoop.
Oh, Randy Anderson. It's coming back.
No, just an actual. Dave Meltzer 3 minutes ago tweeted, Vince McMahon and Oliver Luck have settled out of court today, weeks before going to trial.
I was hoping for a trial.
Not going to get that red thing, though.
The thing is with Meltzer, though, he's probably wrong.
But because the last mediation...
Is that a credible source?
The last mediation lasted 9 minutes. Before they were like, no, it's not going to work. Is the, just while we're speaking of scoops, is the SmackDown rank right yet? Because apparently it was massive on it. the overnight.
Is that because of Vince, do you reckon?
No, the second half got more viewers. With
Did people think? Did people missed the beginning, thinking that it was going to come out the end? Maybe.
I don't know. 2.29 million viewers, which is the highest since like October, I think. But everyone thought it was going to be 2.4, so everyone's split point away. And then Rampage got 331.
Just a million, bloody hell.
Just 331.
So we'll move on to that then, since you said it. AEW's lowest viewership in over a year. Is the bubble bursting? Because it seems like everyone's now getting on AEW's back.
Yeah.
As the honeymoon phase
I think
over.
to add some context, they were the number one on cable that night, aren't they? It was just apparently it was really nice weather in the US.
And it was Stanley Cup final.
Yeah. But at the same time,
was it wasp weather?
They held up really, really well against the NBA, didn't they? So
yeah,
it's still a bad rain. I think even Meltzer said like, "There's no way sugarcoating it. It's bad. It's a bad number."
Yeah.
I'm going to say I think they're making too much of this New Japan thing. I think the New Japan thing shouldn't have been. They sold out the building anyway. You're always gonna get a certain number of niche people who watch it on Fight or New Japan World, whatever it's on. I wouldn't have really made it an AEW pay-per-view.
No, it's not.
It's not. Sense. Like,
it's not mainstream wrestling for America, is it?
Yeah,
I've watched a couple of bits, like the highlights and things. I don't have a clue who any of these wrestlers are because I don't watch Japanese wrestling.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And most people don't, other than the hardcores. Like, obviously, it sold out in minutes, and then everyone got really excited. But it was very obvious that there was going to be hardcore fans all over the country, near world, probably
going to see it.
So yeah, I would have just stick all your dream matches on there, and have it like one of those old TNA ones. You know, it used to be out of canon, out of storyline.
Did they need to have a build-up, or can you not just
no? Because it's like
AEW versus New Japan,
and you're wasting a lot of that. You're like, why is Will Ospreay debuting in like a random 6-man on Rampage?
Have him debut
if you're going to make a big deal out of it,
yeah.
Like I think Tanahashi's got a match on it this week.
Tanahashi's going to make his debut before the.
Yeah, so I mean, just why not have his debut in the ring?
This is Tanahashi in the.
They've got enough wrestlers anyway. It's not like they're struggling to, for wrestlers to put on Dynamite and Rampage. Yeah, I would have kind of almost like take your title out of it. They should have done champion versus champion. Punk got injured, so just do Moxley versus Tanahashi if that's your dream match. But it doesn't need to be in a. Why is the world title have to be involved? I don't bother. Like Jay White's the IWGP champion. They don't have a match yet. Just put your big. Just have them two against each other. That's just summer, and then has a card got a match yet? Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy seems like a waste. I don't really like Will Ospreay, but feels like a waste, doesn't it? Surely he can have a banger against someone else.
Surely a card is on that card. He has to be.
He's not yet.
How can you have New Japan?
There's no Kenny Omega on it. That's
well, he's injured. Though.
I know he's injured, but it's like Rob Van Dam at One Night Stand, isn't it? I would have waited a year. That match, that event was always going to sell out because you've always got those hardcore fans that would go to it.
If it was in England,
I just think they've made a mistake, almost building it up too much. You know what I mean? Like the build's been too good for a pay-per-view.
Why not just do an old school 5-on-5 like WWE? Because that's what we want.
Yeah, no, I would just do your dream matches. Like I think Danielson's injured now, and he's not going to be in it, so they're not getting Zack Sabre Jr. versus Danielson. But I think they're devoting too much time to it. Just like, yeah, we're doing this cool thing, it's happening. But I don't think you need all these New Japan wrestlers on TV every week.
No, they should have just done it. Yeah, I think it should just been a one-off. Look at this fucking mental show.
Yeah,
because people will watch that anyhow.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, all these like Japanese wrestlers now on AEW, but then that means that even more AEW wrestlers are not on TV as usual.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's fair. After this pay-per-view, half your roster's gone, isn't it?
If you're
the people you've had on TV are going to be there.
Yeah. If you're an AEW superstar, you must be getting pretty pissed now, like you're not on TV, or you're not getting much TV time.
Yeah, especially if you was on the cusp when you've been cut off or whatever.
And Chris Statlander, one of the ones that's already come out and said that she's not happy with the amount of time she's had on TV.
Yeah, because then she started getting cheered, didn't she?
That could be before or after. A woman on AEW.
There is a women's match on, but it's
Jade Cargill in it.
It's two women. Is it Jade Cargill versus Tony Storm? There's two
remember.
AEW women, I think, is it? Because obviously,
Is it not Jade Cargill versus Athena?
I'm going to try and get the card up.
Why would that shouldn't be on there though? Should it? Tony Storm makes sense because didn't she do some stuff in Japan?
She's not done anything in AEW yet. So.
Oh, Thunder Rosa versus Tony Storm.
Is it?
That's the only women's match on there at the moment. So Jade Cargill versus Athena must be on the building for a pay-per-view special or a TV special.
Dark way, probably.
So you've got Moxley versus Tanahashi, as we said. Pac versus Miro versus Malachi Black or Penta Oscura versus Clark Connors or Tomohiro Ishii for the All Atlantic four-way match. The Sex Gods, which is Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki. Weird.
Minoru Suzuki is on Jericho's
versus Eddie Kingston, Will Yuta, and Shota Imuna. I've never heard that guy, to be honest. Yeah, you got Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy for the IWGP United States.
That's going to be boring.
Weird. And then you have got Thunder Rosa versus Tony Storm for the Women's Championship, and then you've got a Women's Take All for the ROH and IWGP. Did I say Women's Take All? Winner Takes All for the ROH and IWGP Tag Team Championships, which is FTR versus United Empire, which is Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb, versus Roppongi Vice, which is Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero. So it's like just have that as a standalone card.
So there's no Okada, there's no Jay White, there's no Bullet Club at all.
I assume they will do that because they've been building up Bullet Club.
Bullet Club versus Elite, surely.
Yeah. Maybe New Japan just don't want their title on there because they are very funny at New Japan with who they let wrestle. Like Andrade is not allowed to be on the show.
You don't have to do title versus title.
Why?
Okada can beat somebody.
So Andrade can't be on the show because New Japan have got a working relationship with AAA, I think, and then Andrade works for CMLL. Or is it the other way around? No, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Andrade works for AAA. New Japan have a working relationship with CMLL, so they don't want Andrade on the card.
He's done fuck all for it.
He has done absolutely nothing since.
But apparently he was going to have the Will Ospreay match, and that's why they've changed it to Orange Cassidy.
All he's had is a couple of really, really awful segments.
Yeah, I really liked him. I was a big fan of him in NXT. I
I
was a big fan before he got all the.
He's about as good as his wife, really. So, yes.
Is he one of the best wrestlers in the world? Do you think? Charlotte's probably the best women's wrestler in WWE now.
In the world.
No, that's Sasha's left.
Not
in the world.
No, that's Sasha's left. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's why AEW's ratings have gone down because I don't think any of the casual fans don't care. I think it's a fair criticism. I know everyone's been told it for 2 years and you get told you're a troll or out of touch and stuff, but I think it's a fair criticism, isn't it? There's a reason we can't sign a lot of these guys. And, to be frank.
You think someone like Orange Cassidy, WWE wouldn't touch him with a barge pole?
No. Well, if they would, they'd make him change his whole gimmick like Sami Zayn.
When you look at Nakamura, a massive star in Japan, came for developmental.
Yeah. He was good next year, though, wasn't
he? Kushida came for developmental.
Realistically, there's only like
Penta came for developmental.
There's only the big boys that WWE would be interested in, I think.
Yeah, I mean, even AJ Styles, they panicked, didn't they? Thinking, is he going to get over or not?
Yeah, which is weird, wasn't it?
Which is mental to think, isn't it? But when he came out for Royal Rumble, everyone was
considering it's an
are they going to know he is?
Considering it was the home of TNA. But,
yeah.
Yeah, I would hope that in some ways, when these big stars do move across, I would hope that Cody Rhodes at least gives them confidence now that people will.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think a lot of them have gone the other way. Now he's the first one to go that way, and he's actually shown, well, look what I'm doing with my career.
Yeah.
I think it should go.
Yeah, you're always going to get crowd pops from stuff like that. But like Cody never moved the needle in terms of ratings. I think it's really only Brock Lesnar who can in wrestling at the moment. Like active wrestlers.
Reigns with it.
But it's like these New Japan guys. Yeah, they get big pops. They're going to because you've got your AEW hardcore fans there. But the people watching on TV aren't going to be like, you're not going to have some like little woman in Tennessee thinking, gee whiz, I need to watch AEW next week because Ishii's there. Like, okay, do they?
Unless
if you're a fan
Wasp.
who just turns it on, all the Japanese guys.
Unless you just see them do some mad shit.
Well, that's the thing as well.
Like everyone loved them in WCW, but they were never main event, really.
No. Right. So AEW. Speaking of AJ Styles, he turned up on Slammiversary.
Yeah. They put him on the main show as well, so they got a bigger place than The Rock.
20 years. 20 years of TNA. It's long. What is it? WCW was 11 years. ECW was 7 years.
Yeah.
So TNA has been longer than ECW and WCW together.
It is mad how it survived, to be honest.
Yeah, it really is. When you
maybe as a special treat right now for the next hour and a half, we should watch the first TNA pay-per-view live, like between it now. It's on YouTube.
Terry Peters, you've seen both. Would you ever see the first ever TNA pay-per-view again, or have a wasp in your room?
TNA.
TNA for 15 hours, like non-stop, 15 days non-stop TNA, or have a wasp in your room and you can't leave for 10 minutes.
It's so
TNA.
You got to sit like they do on Clockwork Orange with your eyelids peeled up like
TNA.
His eyes have just been constantly down out for the good past half an hour at least.
I hate this. I hate the fact that it could still be in here.
He's gone.
I don't know where it is. My head's gone. I keep having the need to scratch and itch myself as well.
This is better than like Big Brother stuff like that. This is just absolute top tier television.
He's got a breakdown, Terry Peters.
It's a good game show idea, that, isn't it?
No,
people in a glass box like one wasp, and every day like an extra wasp goes in.
No,
it's like that touch the car thing, isn't it? How long can you stay in a box with a wasp?
Yeah,
I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. I wouldn't even go in it.
Or is there even a wasp in there? It's maybe a psychological trick. So what's happening here now?
I would pay good money for you to do that, Peter's being a celebrity.
No.
One day.
Yeah.
Right, what was it? Slammiversary. TNA or Total Non-Stop Action or Impact or
NWA TNA.
GFW for what? Global Force won that.
It was for a brief
didn't
period, wasn't it? Yeah, and then Jeff Jarrett, the whole thing.
Yeah, Impact. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
I thought I was it. Then it's my reflection in the TV.
You thought your reflection in the TV was a wasp?
Just at the bottom, just in the bezel, I saw something move and it was me spinning around in the chair.
He's a wreck.
Terry Peters is turning into a wasp.
Yeah, maybe he did sting you.
It's
like Jeff Goldblum and the Fly, innit?
It's like that bit on The Simpsons, isn't it, when Bart turns into a fly?
Right. Well, TNA. This is the new show. This isn't Terry Peters against the Wasp.
No, it is Ross. That's what the title of this episode is.
Terry versus the Wasp.
The thumbnail is just his shocked expression when the Wasp first debuts, the pop.
Have we got the results from some Slammiversary? Right?
I can get them for you.
Ross, they brought back the reverse battle royal.
I did see that, and all the in-jokes.
I've got them for you.
They don't care about ripping on themselves, do they?
Yeah. Let's let Terry read them out because it's going to distract him from the heinous events that have happened.
So your dark match was Rich Swann versus Brian Myers for the Impact Digital Media Championship, which Rich Swann returned. Then you had Shark Boy versus Johnny Swinger in the other dark match.
No, that was
the reverse battle royal, Peters.
Won by last eliminating. There you go.
So the people in there was Aiden Prince, Crazy Steve, Mike Jackson, Nate Webb, Raj Singh, Shogun, Slash, Zicky Dice, Chase Stevens, Steve Macklin, Chris Bay, Bhupinder Gujar, Shearer, David Young, and John
Alan Shearer.
Yeah, all the big names then. Reverse battle royal.
I think I've heard of Crazy Steve. I think that's it.
Then you had a Slash. He was in Guns N' Roses for it.
And you must have had a Shark Boy. He was in a film with Lava Girl.
Well, Slash's other name is Wolfie D.
Yeah, from Gladiators.
Yeah.
Zicky Dice. Christ.
Steve Macklin was in.
He was in Forgotten Sons.
What was his name?
Steve Cutler.
Steve Cutler. He's engaged to Deanna Praza as well, isn't he? Then you had Mike Bailey defeat Ace Austin, Alex Zane, unconfirmed if it's the journalist, Andrew Everett, King Kenny, and Trey Miguel in an Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship.
Mike's WCPW original Speedball Mike Bailey there.
Does he wear shoes again?
No, but he's allowed in the country now, because he was banned from the US for 5 years.
What for?
For
Brit Rest.
he overstayed his welcome on his visa or something.
Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's why he was big in Europe, because that's how they could wrestle him.
Yeah.
It's not a bad way to do it, I guess, is it? If you banned out the States, go to Europe.
Trey Miguel was the guy in MSK who, what were they called before? The Rascals or whatever, who didn't go across.
And then you had Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie beating the Influence, which is Madison Rain and Tennille Dashwood for the Impact Knockout World Championship, new champs.
Proper women's tag team wrestling. Maybe Sasha can go, yeah, where it's respected.
Apparently they all voted, didn't they, to keep the Knockouts name?
Oh.
Backstage.
I think so.
Yeah.
Gail Kim said it recently.
And then in a Monsters Ball match, you had Sami Callihan versus Moose for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. You had the Good Brothers beating the Briscoes, who are now new champs, the Good Brothers. Then in a 10-man tag match, you had the Impact Originals, so Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Davey Richards, Frankie Kazarian, and Nick Aldis against Honor No More, Eddie Edwards, Matt Tavern, Mike Bennett, PCO, and Vincent. No,
it's not
that one. No, I did just have to have a quick check.
That is upsetting.
Who was with Maria? For the Queen of the Mountain match for the Impact Knockout World Championship, you had Jordan Grace defeating Tasha Steeles, Chelsea Green, Diana Prazo, and Mia Yim, with Mickey James as a special guest enforcer, new champ. And for the Impact World Championship, you had Josh Alexander returning against Eric Young, who was with Dina and Joe Doran.
There we go.
Good there. I like how they brought back all the classics. It was the King of the Mountain, or the Queen of the Mountain.
Monsters Ball,
classic.
Ultimate X.
You had your 5 originals.
Yeah, did they do the whole gimmick where they had to like sit in a room for 24 hours without your food or water? Because that was the Monsters Ball match originally, wasn't it? So you were rabid when you came out. That was the idea.
I don't know.
Should have done that.
The weirdest match was when they did that Deal or No Deal style thing, and Victoria, formerly Victoria, lost her title but kept a spider.
Yeah, she did.
Did someone get sacked through on them once?
Yeah, I think someone got removed from their contract as well. Yeah.
Have they still got the 8-sided ring?
They had a
Or
6-sided
ring.
ring.
Whatever it is.
I think they did for Slammiversary, didn't they? But they normally have 4.
I thought they had 4, didn't they?
Oh, did they? I'm sure they'll bring it back for one special night or something, won't they?
Thought they only had 4.
Oh no, that was it. They did TNA over WrestleMania weekend, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, where they brought out the 6-sided ring.
And then they've got Slammiversary is their WrestleMania, isn't it?
No, I think Bound for Glory.
Is it Bound for Glory?
And Slammiversary is just like the anniversary.
I always thought it was Slammiversary, to be fair.
Slammiversary is just their first one, wasn't it?
I think now Slammiversary has become the one where everyone debuts because it's always like 90 days after WWE's normal release period. And it was in the original TNA arena, on it, TNA Asylum.
But yeah, there you go. Bound for Glory. The event was created in 2005 to serve as the company's flagship pay-per-view event, similar to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think it's the only 2 they've got now, isn't it? 1, 2.
They had Rebellion before that as well.
Oh yeah.
Bring back what was the one with it?
Then they had Multiverse of Madness.
Locked in or something.
Hard to Kill.
Yeah.
And then Bound for Glory last year.
Yeah.
So I think they have about 4 a year.
Yeah.
Well, good for TNA for sticking it out. Or
Good that, yes. And good for not being afraid of their heritage.
Yeah. Yeah, they're so self-aware, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, when you look at what they've produced over the 20 years, well, they have had some really good talent there.
All the legends came back. Sting, Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, obviously. The big one there, James Storm, and Wildcat Chris Evans.
Beer Money.
Brandon Walker himself.
It's a shame there was
Brandon
no...
Walker himself.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a shame there was no Bob Roode.
Yeah.
I wonder why, because they've done stuff like that before, haven't they? Like they got Christian, didn't they? I know that Ric Flair went to WWE.
Ross, they got The Rock and stuck him on the goddamn pre-show last year. It was amazing.
I was thinking of Bruce Pritchard when they said they asked for Christian. The WWE approached them and said, "Can we have Ric Flair to do this?" They said, "We'll give you someone in return," and they asked for Christian, and the comments started laughing, and so did Bruce. And Conor was like, "Well, would you put to win?" Well, I'd have at least asked for John Cena.
Yeah, it's like I'll take John Cena.
They just asked for Christian straight away. It's like we would have said no, but you'd at least ask. And is that not just the most TNA story of all time?
Know the limits, though, don't they?
Was Dixie Carter there?
She was.
Was she there?
She
Which one is she?
introduced Davey Richards.
Is she related to Ant or Deck?
Deck.
Deck.
Yeah.
I always
Well,
forget.
it's like fifth order cousin or something like that. But
Was
Still mad.
Was that woman who? So what did AJ Styles do?
he just did a video message.
He just
saying,
did
"Well,
like a
good
video
time,
message.
yeah."
Was that woman who was his illegitimate son there?
Oh, what was her name?
Who in the league?
Claire Lynch.
Claire Lynch.
Yeah, I don't
That
believe she was.
Becky's sister.
Yeah, I don't believe she was, but
Would have been nice to see Aces and Eights up there with the best factions of all time.
are they doing an Aces and Eights special or something soon?
I thought I heard that.
I'm sure I saw that. I know that Bully Ray is going on Bischoff's podcast for an Aces and Eights special, but I'm sure they've announced a reunion of it. Oh, there was one there because there's a lot of people who turned up.
I watched the Bubba Ray Broken Skull session earlier. It's surprising now how much on Stone Cold's podcast they refer to the other companies, the AEW, TNA.
Yeah.
Like I watched Ric Flair's the other day, and he's like talking about his TNA run.
Yeah, I feel like TNA are just not afraid of it anymore. Are they?
Yeah, I was going to say they have referenced actually used some of their footage before, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got a deal to use the library.
documentaries and things.
I don't think that for the AEW.
Because they did a whole when he had something to wrestle on, they did a whole TNA episode, didn't they?
Yeah.
Or AJ Styles and TNA on put it on the WWE network.
Yeah, well, they had Jericho.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like that was the week.
AEW World Champion as well, wasn't he, at the time?
Yeah, but I think that was the week before TNA first broke 1 million, and they've not really referenced them since.
Right.
And there's a lot of thought that, like, if it happened a week later, it wouldn't have happened, basically. Like, that was the only week it could have happened.
Right, so that's well done to them. Keep going. Speaking of, we've mentioned Sting. Rumors are he's going to be wrestling Ric Flair in his last match, but it's been moved to a big stadium, and apparently they've had a match there before. That's the latest rumor. Whether or not that's true,
Sting is easily one of Ric Flair's greatest opponents.
I would say, is he the number one?
Steamboat.
Yeah, according to Ric Flair, it's Steamboat.
Means Steamboat.
But to fans, for me, if you think of, you would say who's Ric Flair's, Sting comes to mind straight away.
Yeah, but I think is that just our era of wrestling fans?
Yeah.
Ric Flair was saying on the Stone Cold podcast that his favorite era was the 80s, which at that point he would have been wrestling Ricky Steamboat. So.
Yeah, but interesting because Sting's obviously been doing more and more in AEW. I imagine they'd let him go for that, surely.
Yeah.
It's Jim Crockett Promotions in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's StarCast basically, and they just bought the name, haven't they, to use it for this. It's Conrad Thompson who's promoting it. Interesting though, it's the first StarCast that's based around a WWE event, so I don't know. I think AEW's still got a big presence there, haven't they? But it's not as connected to AEW as it used to be, obviously. But yeah, they've moved it from the Nashville Fairgrounds, which is where TNA was last night, to the Nashville Municipal Auditorium, which holds 9,000 people.
So they must be expecting a lot of demand.
I don't know if they'll fill the whole thing, but they must fill at least the bottom tier, you would think, out of that.
Well, they've already sold the 7,000 tickets.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling fans there, don't they?
Well, yeah, and you've got,
you know what I mean? You've got
when
like
you're there,
30, 40,000 in, in for SummerSlam. Only so many can go to SmackDown if it's the night before. What else are you going to do? Well, it's the night after, innit? It's a Sunday night they're doing, innit?
Yeah, so you might just want to go anyhow.
Yeah. You would do, wouldn't you? If we were at WrestleMania weekend,
go, yeah.
now to do, and a lot of Ric Flair's having a match, you'd go, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you were there anyway.
Yeah,
I wouldn't travel just for that match, but if you're there on WrestleMania weekend, you'd go anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be cool if it was Sting. I think Steamboat's already said absolutely fucking out, hasn't
he? Yeah, basically.
I'm in two minds about it because Ric Flair got the best send off of all time.
Yeah, but that's already gone, Ross. He's pissed that way. Do you know what I mean?
No, I just hope this is the last one. He's had enough health problems.
You see what Gerald Briscoe has come out and said? Gerald Briscoe's basically said he doesn't agree with it, doesn't have any interest in watching it, because he doesn't want to watch Rick die in the ring.
Yeah,
and he's got a point.
He's got a pacemaker, for God's sake. All it takes is for him to take a bump wrong or a chest slap or chop to go wrong, and he's dead.
I guess the only thing I would say to defend it is it's his son-in-law. I mean, I know you can make the obvious jokes, Kaya, but I don't think his son-in-law is going to put him in harm's way. Like, they must have a plan.
Yeah, he's not.
I can't see him. But then again, he's been doing a lot more than you would think, just bumping with Jay Lethal, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah. But then my argument would be, if he's not going to do much, then why? Well, I know it's the money, but is it that much? Is it that much money?
I think it is for him, isn't it? He's broke.
Yeah. Yeah, but
well, he's saying on Stone Cold's podcast, he's probably got about 1.5 million left.
Yeah, he's probably spent that on trends.
But the is that ever get confet?
Well, the Ric Flair is a fan. It's the real word. I don't know.
I just don't want. I don't want anything bad to happen.
Yeah.
I don't want anything bad to happen. One, to Ric Flair, but two, to the other person stood in the ring with him.
Yeah, I'm a fans watching, to be honest.
Yeah, anybody involved in that event.
I won't be watching it. I will be obviously just finding clips on Twitter and YouTube the day after to see what happened.
And then please, Rick, please, just let that be it.
Yeah.
Do manage. Do you know what I mean? You can still be involved in wrestling.
Because currently his last match was against Sting in TNA. So I'm right thinking that.
Yeah, that was his second retirement, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
He had the match against Sting. Last
I
match
can't imagine. I still don't think it'll be 1-on-1. It'll be like 3-on-3 or something, I think. Ric Flair and the Revival, because why not at this point?
Unless it starts as a 1-on-1 and then some more people get involved or whatever.
Yeah. But I didn't have 2 last matches. That'd be rubbish, wouldn't
it? Yeah. Just please stop. Just let this be it, Flair, please.
There's obviously big interest.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because anybody here would not do it. I don't particularly want to see it, but
I'll probably watch it.
He's obviously.
I'll be honest. I don't want to see it.
He feels as though he can do it though, don't he? And he knows his body better than anybody else, I guess.
Yeah. Probably still puts on a better match than half of the AEW roster. So
doubtful.
Yeah, more interested in seeing Ric Flair's last match than I am seeing Zack Sabre Jr. So
or the Young Bucks.
Yeah, that's true.
They're the tag champs now, aren't they? Young Bucks.
Are they?
To them, yeah.
Well, we'll go back to AEW. We're jumping about a bit all over the place here, but we'll go back. AEW on-demand service coming this way, according to Tony Khan. Is this too? I was
thinking
late, but
no, I was thinking this the other day. Though I think wrestling outfits need to start putting Tony Khan claims rather than Tony Khan says in front of us. You know what he says because he's just talking out his ass half the time, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a politician.
No, so the other day when he was on about like, I'd never let New Japan do Moxley versus Tanahashi because it's too big a match that we wanted to produce it. That wasn't even the original plan. They weren't doing that because Punk got injured. Otherwise, they had no intention whatsoever of doing that. So what's he on about? When was it? What was he waiting for? When was he going to do it? Talking out your ass. I just think this. It says a lot, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Tony Khan said this, so it must be true." Bollocks. It was like the other day I saw Meltzer. Someone said, "Oh, is AEW profitable?" It's like, "Well, Tony says it." So what fucking answers that? You meant to be a journalist. Find out.
Yeah, but is Tony Khan a credible source?
Good God.
That's what we've got to ask ourselves, isn't it?
Look on the fucking Wall Street Journal, apparently. But do you know what I mean? Like, good God, just why is this guy still getting a free pass on the wrestling media? I don't understand. So I don't have any. I mean, we'll probably announce one on Dynamite on Wednesday night now, aren't they? But I don't think they're anywhere near getting a streaming service.
How many people would buy it, and what money do you think it? Because
also,
for me,
I don't
there's
think
too many streaming services now.
They don't need a streaming service. If they were, they should be aiming to go on a streaming service.
Yeah.
They're on Turner, which owns HBO Max. For God's sake, just get on there. That's what WWE did essentially, wasn't it? Just went on NBC's. Yeah. That's what it should be doing. And no one wants to pay an extra. You know what I mean? Like it was back in the day. It was good to have that, but they're already on Fight. Just
you've already got it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're going to produce their own content. So WWE's network is mental. It's a proper network.
Even TNA is going to have more, isn't it? I know they've got the Ring of Honor library, but
WWE have what 70 years of wrestling on there.
Yeah. All right.
That's all your documentaries.
Hang on. He's on the lookout.
Close call.
Close call.
All quiet. I thought I heard something.
They've got 7 seasons of that. They've got God knows how many other things on there.
You've got documentaries, interviews. You've got reality shows.
Yeah.
I'd like to see WWE movie section there because that was for podcast purposes. But I would love that.
WWE Studios.
I would absolutely love that.
Oh, I've got the Marine box there.
Yeah, I want to watch the Chaperone Triple H.
What about the Condemned?
The Condemned is on. Oh no, the original Marine is on.
Well, the Marine's on Amazon, I think.
It's on Disney Plus, isn't it?
Is it Disney?
Or is that the
Plus?
Condemned that's on Disney Plus?
No, I think it might be the Marine actually.
What about
Condemned's great. I love the Condemned.
Tooth Fairy?
Yeah.
Is that a WWE film?
Yeah.
They were
the Rock's
involved
in it, isn't it?
Tooth Fairy is available to rent out there.
I watched that on TV. Tooth Fairy. Good film.
What was
It was
the Chaperone?
the Chaperone.
Oh, it's
Triple
not
H.
streaming on any service. So I've got this app where you put in your streaming services that you have, and then you search for a film and it tells you which one it's on. The Chaperone is not even available to rent or buy, and Amazon is just not on there at all.
What's the app called by it?
Real Good.
Biggest regret.
It's fantastic. It's one of the greatest apps of all time.
The biggest regret of my life is walking past the Chaperone in Asda and not picking it up.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be able to pick it up from like CX or something, surely.
Yeah, sure, I can get it on eBay. Someone's selling it. If I manage to get Keith Chegwin's Naked Jungle for Lou,
yeah, it's true.
that he asked for, by the way.
Knucklehead is also not available on any streaming services.
Surely I can get the Chaperone.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be on Amazon.
So yeah, well, if
£1.96 on eBay.
There you go.
Free delivery.
Chaperone. Thank you. I mean, I imagine it's a
actually, if you want it tomorrow, you can get it on Amazon Prime for £6.23. So
got Amazon TV downstairs.
Yeah. But Ross, when I move house, if you get me a VHS player as a household gift, I'd really love that because then I can finally watch Naked Jungle. So
no, but part of me wants you to take that VHS into a place that converts them to DVDs. Just to explain it.
Yeah, I'd rather just buy a VHS player.
Yeah, can you put this on the disc? And he's like, what's that? And you, I recorded over it. It's something else. And then he has to watch it to make sure it works. And it's like, mate, that's just keep Chegwin running around naked.
Yeah, well worth it.
So please do that. If AEW start doing other things, if they did a musical, like they did the MJF Jericho thing, that would be great. But I just don't think they're going to do it. I can't see it. Yeah. But what they're going to put on the library? 3 years of stuff no one cares about. Right, then what else? I think that's everything.
So tomorrow is going to be an exciting day. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you are getting the Chaperone on DVD.
Yes! Yes! I'm off tomorrow. I don't go back to work until Thursday.
Oh, hopefully it arrives at a decent time. Oh, I'm going to be. It's only Monday today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Wednesday is coming, sorry. Wednesday.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But set aside your afternoon, Ross.
Yeah.
So hopefully if you come on Wednesday, it might come in the morning. Yeah.
My partner's working nights all weekend, so I am.
There you go. So
I'm filming on watching the Chaperone.
We want a full review of the Chaperone, as well as the full review of Slamboree by next week.
Well, I've only got an hour of that left, so
yeah, there we go.
I'll watch the Chaperone. Yes, what a day! What an absolute day!
You're welcome.
Thank you very kindly. This is how you should react to a gift.
Yeah, I did figure out well to eventually.
No, the exact words were, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Yeah. I wanted, didn't I? I've got for the most awkward part now. I've had all the formal visitors around, so it's not put people off buying the flat.
You forgot about the one thing of when all your family and friends come around that's in your house.
Yeah, and also moving into my new house with this under my hand. Like, hey neighbours.
All right, neighbour, just wave with Bob Roo's hand.
Yeah,
Bob
if
Roode.
I help you
put it on a split pin and just get it to work.
If I help you move in, I imagine you'll ask for my help.
Yeah, probably.
I'm going to put it in your bed without you realising.
Yeah.
Put it in his wasp.
Yeah, and then you the neighbours will be like, "Oh, you've not looked after that very well. It's the hole in the crotch." And I'll be like, "Weird." Right? So anyway,
in the crotch in the mouth, weird.
Yeah, weird.
Right, I think that's it for actual wrestling news.
Yeah,
that was a doozy. That wasn't it? That was a long one. But that's not the only wrestling news that we do.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah.
there's more important stuff that happened in wrestling. We'll start with Tuesday nights, and Tuesday nights we have Wrestled Out. Aaron, what happened on Wrestled Out?
It's a Fallout show, wasn't it?
It was.
From Wrestled Out in a Cell.
After a strong pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was. A long pay-per-view, which we'd like to see. You want to get your money's worth, don't you?
Yes.
So first off, we had the tag team of Ezekiel and Elias. Yeah, so people saying, "Oh, we haven't seen Elias on TV." Well, obviously, we haven't been watching the Wrestle Around Twitch channel.
There's more wrestling companies in WWE.
Yeah, we did it first. So who's copying now?
Exactly, Lou probably.
I ain't copying anything. Yeah.
They were up against the team of Snakeskin Taker and Kane Father. Snakeskin and Kane Father picked up the win there in a bit of a brutal match. Next up now, this is a big match on the card because the winner of this match, we had Cheeks in one corner with Bivens, Dave from IT in the other corner with Terry Peters. Now the winner of this match won their manager booking rights for the next pay-per-view.
Big.
Dave from IT won, which meant Terry Peters won booker rights for the next pay-per-view. And he announced on the show, live on the show, the next pay-per-view will be called Peters in the Bank.
Peters in the Bank.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
It's well tough.
Yeah, he's had enough.
He's got a show to book.
And then next up, we had Corey Graves versus Napoleon Dynamite Kid. And Corey Graves picked up the win. But then out came Stone Cold Steve Harvey to aid Napoleon Dynamite Kid. So
what's happening there then?
Is Napoleon Dynamite Kid going to join the Bivens Protection Agency? We'll have to tune in this week, find out.
Yeah.
Then we had Umaga versus Bob Roode for the Glorious Championship. Bob Roode returned. Bob Roode wants to be a fighting champion now. That's what he's announced. Now he's got the championship again. Fighting champion every week. Then next up, we had a 6-man tag team match. So it was a team of Peter's World Order, of Glitterberg, Pretzel Man Randy Savage. 8 man, sorry. Jeff Jarrett and Dean Malenko. Versus the team of Bivens Protection Agency, which was the APA, Julius Pringles, OG.
Ooh.
And
Pringles.
And Mongo.
Strong team.
Yeah, Bivens Protection Agency won.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But Mongo was the other person to get eliminated on Bivens Protection Agency.
He's pretty rubbish, isn't he?
Selfless. He's selfless. He did it to save someone else.
He actually did it to save Julia. So controversial match next, as we saw Bobby Slashley go up against the Plague Master.
This was controversial, this one.
It was in a Hell in a Cell.
Some say the show shouldn't have gone on after this match, but continue.
Yeah. Hell in a Cell ended up on top of the cell. Bobby Slashley threw Plague Master off the cell twice. On the second time, Plague Master suffered a broken neck and died on impact. So, yeah, we had to cut the match short.
The show must go on, though.
Show must go on, as always. Yeah.
How is this going to affect Bobby Slashley going forward?
Well, Bobby Slashley's he's just working his way to the title now, isn't he?
Yeah. Don't worry, the fact that killed the guy. He's moving on that card.
Well, but he's Bobby Slashley, and he's a slasher.
It's not time to kill someone, really, isn't it?
He kills people all the time.
It's all gimmick is a murderer. It's about time, yeah. Good one,
yeah. Then we had the world famous tag team of Del Tacos Familia versus the Legion of Doom. The Familia won, and out came Papa Guac at the end.
Glorious.
Yeah, came out after the match to celebrate with his sons. So it was a nice moment, that was.
I thought Senior was the father of Junior, but no.
Yeah, Papa Guac's the dad of yeah.
So is Papa Guac Junior's grandfather?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
right, okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. And then we had a main event. So we know that Terry Peters is after all the gold. And he was trying to get Mr. Mellon to join the Peters World Order. Mr. Mellon was having none of it. As a result, Mr. Mellon was then put in a handicap match. So it was Mr. Mellon versus Shawn Michaels, Shockmaster, and Vader.
Tough match.
But we know he's the most dominant world champion in Wrestle Around, so he obviously won that match.
Yes, that's how you book it. That's how you book a dominant champion.
Oh, that's just where you see dominant champions.
You lost the business pig.
The news for this week, Wrestled Out has officially signed the biggest free agent in current pro wrestling.
Ooh.
But with every good thing comes a bad thing. Because he's obviously the biggest free agent in wrestling, big wage demand we've had to pay out for. Had to release some people. So,
Okay.
so 3 releases who you will no longer see on Wrestled Out TV. Wonky Kong Man.
No
Gone.
got a chance. No,
A classic, an OG.
Mortis, gone.
Yeah, I didn't realise he was still there.
And Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's gone. They've had enough.
No more Bollywood Hogan.
No more Bollywood Hogan. I mean, that's a big wage saving there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah.
So yeah, but all of the wage savings have been taken up by this big new signing. So tune in.
I'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Don't think it's going to be Tuesday this week. There will be a stream this week, later on in the week, I think, but just not tomorrow.
Swear to God, if it is Wednesday, if you
Marvel time. How would that work? It's the same channel.
It'll be either Thursday or Friday, I think.
we just have to keep cutting each other out when we're so kick going off and start a new stream.
Yeah. So
Right. So that was a big show Tuesday. It was followed by the Wrestling Around Wrestling Federation Weekly Wednesday Wrestling.
Rest around the cell.
Rest around in the cell.
Yeah. Some big match. Nice, sweet, short pay-per-view. You know, good fast action, no filler. First of all, we started with the Man Celebrity Wrestling Championship. Like, it will get its own show eventually. We just haven't done it yet. Keep it on the weekend and then sleep it in. You don't want to stream on an afternoon, do you, on the weekend? More not nothing in it. So one day we'll get Man Celebrity Wrestling going. But anyway, so what Steve Bruce was defending against. We actually merged 2 matches in one. So he defended against Chris Tarrant debut, Major Charles Ingram, and
probably wants to be a millionaire.
Yeah, debuted the other week.
Debuted the other week, and then everyone was like, "Oh, he needs to go up against Tarrant." So it happened in this match,
right?
And then obviously former champion Jackie Chan.
And did Tarrant and Ingram go at it at this match?
No, God, they went at it. Just wouldn't let each other go, would they? Like they were just tussling away in the corner.
A lot of history there, though.
A lot of history there. But in the end, it was Jackie Chan who picked up the win.
Well, he's a match live.
So he's the first ever 2-time man celebrity champion.
Is Jackie Chan a man celebrity?
Well, it's controversial because he is one of the most famous man celebrities there. But it's specifically Jackie Chan from the Woolworths advert. So I think you can count as man celebrities. Do you remember those?
I do not.
Yeah.
Remember
so Steve Bruce again got to dust himself down and he's got on the wasp bag. Steve Bruce got to dust himself down and move on next week. So that was inside Hell in a Cell. There's only one match that won in Hell in a Cell, which is weird, but we'll just continue anyway. Anyways, next, so Stang came out, issued an open challenge. Roman Reigns answered. Roman Reigns, obviously, first singles match.
Did he get an entrance this week?
He did get an entrance. Very surprisingly similar to the BMGs, actually, but more fireworks for some reason. But Roman Reigns won in the end with a spear. So what next for Stang?
What next? Where does he go next?
Well, he's introducing his tag team partners.
Right.
Should I reveal them now, or should I reveal them on the show? We've got another surprise, so I'll reveal them now.
Reveal, do it, whatever you do.
Big Papa Dump is coming out. Yeah. So trios action, it's going to be Tubby Maguire, Stang, and Big Papa Dump, all on the same team. Against another trio. But we haven't decided that trio is going to be yet because we don't book that far ahead in the wrestling.
Yeah, we know that.
We book on the fly. Speaking of booking on the fly, so up next we have the tag team championship. So the Service Crew, who also have got. There's a rumor has it that in the trios tournament they've got a third member, but for now it's just the two of them.
Oh,
Why did John win? 2 Diet Cokes.
yes.
Up against final chance for these guys. Me, Mark Fallis, and Tori Peters. Sarah's crew won. And then Red Shoes have been doing some investigations. And he's found out that he believes that Tori Peters and me, Mark Fallis have already been in the Wrestling Federation. As a result of them being fired. Yeah. He says they've been in before. He says they've been in before. But they are going to be replaced by two new superstars this coming Wednesday.
I'm quite disappointed.
Shocked me.
I am disappointed that Mean Mark Fallis has never been world champion.
Well, I don't know. He's been removed for now, but we'll see. Because obviously Red Shoes made that decision, and what happened to Red Shoes we'll find out later in the night, won't we?
Is he dead?
So it could be being that it could be reversed, but for now they're going to be replaced by two, and then if there'll be 4 of them each really at that point, so maybe we'll be able to rest around Slam quite nicely. We can find. Anyway, so up next, then we had a women's triple threat match, which was the whole women's roster basically. So it was Mrs. Business Horse defending against Hammer, Alison Hammond, and Linda Robson. Looked like Hammer was going to win. She was dominant throughout. But no, Mrs. Business Horse got a fucking roll up. Still champion. So
she's not giving it up, is she?
Don't really know what to do next. I've just got to tell my friend RL92, nice job for burning 221 calories doing 60 minutes of walking, 2.5 miles per hour, fairly brisk pace on my fitness pal.
Is that getting away from the wasp?
Yeah, that was it. That was just in the room.
To be fair, my phone wasn't in my pocket at that point.
That was just during his podcast. Was that 2.5 miles, whatever it was? So Mrs. Business Horse fucking won again. I don't know next, not in the main event, which you weren't happy about. The BMG defended against Mr. Pringles.
Nothing much.
Well, it turned out, Ross, is that the BMG absolutely wiped the floor of him. I think it lasted 2 or 3 minutes max. Mr. Pringles got 1 bit of offense in, but the BMG absolutely wiped the floor of him. So what next?
Because he's a clone, isn't he? So if Julius Pringles is in that match, I think he'd wipe the floor with the BMG person.
Well, we'll find out as next can say as well.
This is what we all said when he won that Rumble. But what's the point?
Yeah. Well, no, he had his chance, didn't he? And it was good to get a new contender in there. But unfortunately, for Mr. Pringle, it did not last long.
Yeah, he probably went outside and sold some
single. He did hit the Pringle Slam. That's what we're going to call it now. The Pringle Slam on the BMG, but the BMG kicks out 1, then hit spear and won it.
So, as a journalist, can you confirm or deny? Does Mr. Pringles keep drugs in his head, and does he sell them drugs to kids?
Well, we'll have to do an investigation. We're best on that. I'll have to Red Shoes and Judge Bread. Or is it been, Terry Peters and the Spooky Skank keep trying to get back in the company after losing their match at WrestleMania. Been fired again. So, the law enforcement of Wrestling Federation wastes a lot of time at the moment trying to keep those two out.
Not the scandal, Mr. Pringles.
Yeah, no, it's we'll find out. But his head got split open there, and there was no drugs that came out. But in the main event, so obviously we had Disco Viking, fast upcoming star, all the momentum in the world. Before he was going to get Randy,
apart from he lost last week.
Well, he lost, but it was a mugging, wasn't it? He got tagged, and it was 2-on-1. It's 2-on-1 mugging. He came up against we thought it was going to be Randy Hogan, but it wasn't. It turned out it was Hollywood Rand Hogan, because apparently Hollywood Randy Hogan's too many letters. So it's Hollywood Rand Hogan came out.
Should have took the yellow Hollywood.
That would have been better, wouldn't it? Hollywood or Hollywood. Bojack.
Hollywood Rand, Hollywood would be great.
Yeah. Anyway, big match. Obviously, the first cell match that went out of the cell. Disco Viking went off through a table, then he just landed on damn concrete, and then in a shocking final move, Hollywood Randy Hogan won it. He just shoved him and he went through the cell.
Yeah.
Hollywood Rand Hogan went out on top. Is there is this a significant change in the world order of the Wrestling Federation?
Is that a clue?
Is it? We'll find out, won't we? But obviously, next to us was dying. Bob in the bank qualifiers.
Bob in the bunk.
I don't know
Bob
what
in the
you and
bank.
Bob get up to.
Bob in the bank. That's what I've been doing. So
Bob in the bunk.
that was last night's show. That was OnlyFans. That one. Bob in the bank. So we're gonna have a series of matches as we always do. Lethal Lottery. So we're gonna have 3 4-way tag matches, but all the tag team partners are random.
Right.
The qualifiers. Then we're going to have one final First Blood Battle Royal. 7 people. Can confirm we're going to have a Joker in the Bob in the Bank match. A Bob in the Bank. We're also going to have Minor Celebrity in the Bank. No KFC in the Bank this year. It's gone.
Right, man.
I also, and on Wednesday's show, I just completely forgot to do the Corn versus Drumstick KFC Championship match in the Tied Hell in a Cell. So that's going to be happening on Wednesday's show. We had to cut it, time constraints.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so it got cut, and I just forgot to write it down. So that'll be happening on Wednesday's show.
Professional as ever.
Yeah.
So tune in. That will be Wednesday.
Yeah.
Whatever time. Follow us. If you follow us, you'll find out. I think.
Yeah, you'll find out like 20 minutes into the show, but yeah.
Yeah.
Twitch will tell you eventually, yeah.
Just keep. So the only thing to do is keep Twitch open constantly.
Yeah. Just keep our stream up.
Around.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only thing you can do. Otherwise, you might miss it. You might miss something big. Right. That has been a special edition of the
Wrestling Aroundup.
Wrestling Aroundup. Christ. Yeah, I didn't expect it. But fucking wrestling went mental. Surely next week cannot be as mental.
We probably don't have time for the main show this week. It's just, yeah. Is that
Yeah,
double show?
we'll put it on the burner for next week. No?
Yeah, it's a double show that. That was what it was. That was Monday and Wednesday's episode.
Yeah, it was a big.
It was a big special.
A big doozer.
Yeah.
Right, Terry Peters. Then, are you first of all? Are you safe?
I genuinely don't know.
He looks really sweaty now. I think he's just firing a lot. Like it's been a very stressful experience for old Terry. I want to congratulate Terry genuinely for staying in the room that long, given as terrified as he's been. Right?
It's been very quiet, so I can only assume, touching wood, that it's disappeared.
Yeah.
Or
it's in your bedroom.
Yeah, it's very quiet because it's holding Kaylee hostage downstairs.
No, it's not because she didn't even know it was up here.
Yeah, she won't give a fuck. She won't give a fuck anyway. Would she? She's just like, at the end of it. Like,
I know she hates them as well.
The wasp is now stalking you.
I hate them.
And it's been we've all seen it throughout the show. It's been sat on your head.
Yeah.
I've been tickling my skin at points thinking it was there.
I was reading I watched a YouTube video on Wasp the other day, and apparently when they
why?
Lay eggs, because when they lay eggs, they do it in complete silence. I read.
Right.
So
and they love like patches of skin.
I hate you all. Oh, it's making me.
Terry Peters, where can we find you? In the
probably in some wasp nest somewhere next week, to be honest.
Oh, Christ. Right. Well, Aaron, where can we find you?
I'm on the Rest Around channel on Tuesdays. Not this Tuesday, though, but every other Tuesday.
But there is a show this week.
Well, there is a show this week.
Wonderful.
Thursday or Friday, I reckon. I'll keep you updated in regards to that.
And Lou, where can we find you?
You can find me at Lou Markham. So again, also on the Twitch.tv/restaurant. Consistently on the same night every week.
Consistent.
Not every week, Harvey, man.
Consistently inconsistent.
Every other week on.
You can find us all at Wrestling Around, Google Wrestling Around. You find us all. We're everywhere. Or just I don't know where you can find Terry Peters or Royal Infirmary, probably.
Well, the hospitals are.
Go visit him after he's been beat up by the wasp. But wasps are bullies. Justice for Terry Peters. Terry Peters, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Lou, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Actually, Scoop L on this show, I suppose.
So, Scoop L.
It's all happened, and it's a new special.
Scoop L, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bob Roode, thanks for joining us.
Fuck off. No, it's not talking to you.
And our special guest, the Wasp, thanks for joining us.
But not do
They'll do its main call. So I think.
Yeah.
Oh, outrageous.
Absolutely do not want to watch shagging you. Right.
No, I'm going to leave it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And join us next week for another episode of Wrestling Around.